And your girl, Big Show, Lacey Dow.
You are now rocking the All Blacks Radio Atlanta. Home of the $5 stand and the #1 station for independent artists.
Hey man, y'all already know what it is. We here. We ready. Man, you know, I have been really thrown off the whole daylight savings time hookup, you know, the time push a little bit, you know, because it's still daylight outside, and I open up the blinds today and I'm like, man, it's still light, and normally it'd be dark when it's time
by this time
for the show or whatever. But hey man, shout out to everybody who here and tuning in. We appreciate y'all. I know y'all coming through and y'all flowing in too. So you already know what's up. We gon', of course, pay those bills. But before we do that, we want y'all to call in. We got a couple special guests on today. I have 2 phone interviews. One with Gassa. Gassa is out of Virginia. He is dropping his album Iconic. Today it dropped on all social media platforms, so y'all need to make sure y'all hop on Spotify, you hop on your Apple Music, you hop on all them other 100 and something platforms that he got submitted to this morning with the album Iconic. He is a very talented person. When I say he make his own beats, of course, write his own music, or engineer, master, he's a genius. So y'all make sure y'all tune in for that.
Oh shit. Hello.
Whoa, he's calling, and he's calling a little early. So, y'all make sure y'all tune in for that. And I also have my people, Kate the Boys, one of our sponsors. She's going to be calling in, and she's going to be talking about travel and, of course, about credit repair. So, y'all get ready for that. Call in 678-777-4583. And then I got one of my long time homies sliding through. He is actually an author. He, of course, a writer, you know what I'm saying, a publisher, but he also owns an insurance company, and he's going to talk to us about all of that. So, you know, tonight's show was a little dedicated to us kind of getting our lives and everything together, so I'm glad that y'all tuned in with us, and y'all ready to see what's going to go down.
What's popping off?
Per usual, we're going to pay some bills, let everybody tune in. We want to thank everybody who ain't here already, and y'all already know what's up.
Oh, it's your girl Big Show and your newest favorite MC Lacey.
Tune in to the Truth Session on All Blacks Radio Atlanta.
Okay.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier.
All day.
Went straight to school.
Let's go to
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is
set up
really
my
bright for me.
invites. Invite my people, man. I want to get them on.
If you were thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help.
you gotta
Find
call.
free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Legacy Foundation and the Ad
All the way
Council.
low.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week she asked her for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow?
You know what I'm saying?
You should have came back.
Man, I didn't wake up. I didn't see it till 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Let me leave the show at what time? And I didn't see it till 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay, not after the show. That's what I said. That's what I said. I said you ain't not hard enough. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a cop out. Shit. Clearly, she needed a reason. You know what I'm saying? We in 5
Brought to you by FEMA.
I had pink yesterday.
Hey y'all, man, what's up? We back. Y'all already know what it is. Your girl Big Show. And me, Lacey. Shout out to Lacey. Man, Lacey, you've had quite a few things going on over the past 2 weeks. I finally got a chance. To catch one of the episodes of your podcast, and it was talking about friendship and you know, just like Black women and keeping friends, and you know, the awesome friendship between you and one of your best friends, and it was just really dope. You know what I'm saying? I really liked it. I've been trying to get around.
Because we're so busy.
That's the thing.
That's the hard
trying to
part.
get around to listen to the other two, but I did get a chance to listen to that one, and I was like, oh yeah, like this is really, really super dope. I can't wait for mine.
I know. When is your episode coming out? Ooh,
Yeah, it's coming.
next.
You know, one of these days.
Next Monday.
Next Monday. Shout out
Next
to
Monday.
you. Next
you
Monday.
excited?
I'm very, very excited. I've been anticipating and waiting, you know.
I like that conversation with her because she said a lot of things that I never thought about.
She is, you know, you guys, it was a vibe, you know, best friend vibe, you know.
Ooh, I have the exclusive I can give you.
What's this?
I'm going to release this on Blast Radio.
Uh-oh.
Before we officially release it on any of our platforms
Uh-oh.
this Friday, but we're about to start filming for season 2 of New Black Love,
Uh-oh.
and we're focusing on singles, and we're going to start casting actually starting Friday.
Focusing on singles.
I know.
You
I'm going to be on it.
Look at me, look
That's
at
a
him.
real
We
thing.
focusing on singles, you know what I'm saying, girl? Big show, in case
We
you know what I'm saying.
are.
You got your friend that's watching and a friend that can know a friend that's watching and whatever like that. Tell your that's watching to come in, you know, come and holler at your girl, Big Show. That's what you need to tell me.
Don't holler at Big Show because she ain't right
No,
now.
let me
She's
tell
trying to
you.
stay single.
Let me tell you, I got it all together. I know exactly what I want. I want a nice harem of women that's going to be good and love on me and know that I am worthy.
You are worthy.
Of great worship. I'm gonna worship them too, all of them. It's enough for me to go around. You know what I'm saying? I think I can do anywhere between 3 and 5.
You should have been born an African man.
I should have been born an African man. Sometimes I feel like an African king. No wonder. You know what I'm saying? It's in the genes. Here my mom comes. Oh God.
Mama show.
No man. Mama show is. Mama Show is in the building today. She flew in one day only. She is in and out. She is flying to Ghana, Africa tomorrow. And she is spending quite a few months out there to go and relax and chill and find her African prince, I guess.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, whatever. To me, find her African prince, okay? You know what I'm saying? She feel like she found him. I don't know if she found him yet. She won't know if she found him till she get there and she meet him and she found him. Okay? I mean, like him. When she meet him and she found him, not the him that she thinks she know.
Me.
Anyways, let's moving on.
Yes.
I
want to have Mama Show back on the show after
she comes back from the trip.
Ghana.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, she can tell you about Gambia. This is her second trip to Africa.
Oh, wow.
Yes, she did. She went to Gambia and spent 2 months, I think.
I said 3 there.
Excuse me. She said 3 months. You know what I'm saying? Miss Jet Setter. That's
amazing.
You know what I'm saying? But man, shout out to everybody who tuned in. I see Brenda in here, music in here, Kate. All my people, Kate boys in here, you know what I'm saying? She checking in. She gonna give us a call somewhere around 8:30, 8:45, 9-ish, something like that. So we can talk about credit and travel and all the things that's going on. I mean, yeah, a little bit, because I know that definitely affects a lot of the travel plans. I told my mama, oh man, while you out there, you traveling, you make sure you wash your hands. Don't you touch nobody, you know what I'm saying? Keep your hands to yourself. Tuck them in.
Tuck them in.
Tuck them in.
Walk around,
you know what I'm saying?
Ooh, is this a lollipop?
Tuck them in or whatever. But I love it. but for real, everybody out here, y'all taking all the safe precautions. Yeah. You know, they got a scare here in Georgia, actually, because they shut down a lot of the schools today. They shut down some other schools, not only in Fulton County though.
They're not shutting down Clayton.
Yeah, well, I mean, truth be told, man, tuck your hands, do your thing.
Just
and
be
wash
as clean
them.
as you're supposed to already be.
That is very, very true. And make sure you vitamins, of course, all the healthy things that you're supposed to have. Eat your vegetables, but the right vegetables, man. Google will tell you everything.
Drink
of
more
course,
vodka.
Drink less vodka.
Vodka kills germs.
Unfortunately, yeah, they don't care the germs in your body. They say the drinking. No. I watched some video with some doctor, and he said the drinking is kind of is bad or whatever like that. It sounds good, but it's bad.
Okay,
so,
guys.
but what you need to do is definitely detox. You need colon cleanse, all that stuff like that, man. Go take them cleaners, them self cleaners, whatever. Get your body right, because that's how you hold toxins and stuff like that in your body in the first place. Get your vitamin C, the correct vitamin C, of course. Wash your damn hands. You know what I'm saying? Wash your hands and do all that stuff that, like she said, that you're supposed to do in the first place or whatever. And hey, man, I just hope that everything turns out good. Once they start shutting stuff down, man, you never know, man. We don't have martial law or something around here. They'll try to shut us out, man.
I wish they cared this much about getting AIDS.
I hope. I'm with you. I agree. I wish they would care a whole lot more about a whole lot of things, but that would just be a long subject of things that we need to get into tonight. But anyways, man, shout out to all my people who tuned in. Shout out to my homeboy Gassa, because Gassa, again, he dropped his album today, man. So shout out to you, bro. His album, Iconic. You can find it on all platforms, all music platforms for download. So y'all make sure y'all go get it. Tonight we're gonna be playing a whole heap of his songs or whatnot. He's gonna give us a call. We're gonna have a radio interview. So I hope y'all are ready for that. And if you didn't know, then you should know what's going on with our sponsors, right, Lacey?
And now you know. Ooh, what's that?
Hey, man, that's for homie Ann Banks, man. Welcome. Have a seat and relax. We're going to be getting you on momentarily. Oh, that's right, momentarily.
How you doing?
Did you come early? Hi.
Right, Lacey asking questions, then we live. Hey, man, Lacey, back to our sponsors. B.A.E Squad. Shout out to B.A.E Squad, man. I got my B.A.E Squad shirt on today. I don't know if y'all can see, but
I don't got a B.A.E Squad shirt yet because I'm not really officially in B.A.E Squad.
We're gonna get you a B.A.E Squad shirt. You definitely need a B.A.E Squad shirt, because you definitely got the business and the savvy and everything like that. And it's business above everything. So you already know, man. You dripping. You dripping with that.
Let's talk about these sponsors real quick.
That's right.
So our first sponsor is none other than B.A.E Squad, and B.A.E stands for Business Above Everything. It's a memberships-only social club for business-minded individuals. So if you guys want to get with the B.A.E, the real B.A.E, not the one who's going to give you a headache, get with B.A.E Squad. Thank you, B.A.E Squad, for sponsoring us. We're also going to talk about Smooth Move Senior Relocation Services. They specialize in downsizing and relocation of seniors, but they do not only relocate seniors. So if you're looking to move, you're trying to save some money here and here, but you're also trying to make sure the right people is handling your stuff, go ahead and give Smooth Move a call, because they got you. We trust them. Y'all should trust them too. And they're one of our sponsors, so we love them. Also, K Dubois. K Dubois, K Dubose.
K Dubose.
K Dubose. KD?
KD.
I did like Crim Travel and 100 credit now. So look, the cool thing about K Dubose is that she can teach you credit and travel, and we're going to be interviewing Kate today. Boom. So remember we told y'all last week to get your questions right, get your stuff together, because if you guys want to, be flued out or float somebody out all 2020, then this is the person you want to talk to if you want to figure out how to get your credit right so that you can be flowed out or float somebody out. That's the person you want to talk to. We're going to talk to her later on 8:30, and she's going to tell y'all how to do it.
100. So, without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and drip on into some of that Gassa album. He's going to be giving us a call in a second, checking in with the interview. So, let's see what he's working with.
There's just so many cameras. I feel like I'm doing.
It is. A whole lot. We all over the place. Hey.
But this iPad has like the best light.
It does. It is. I look good. I feel good. You know what I'm saying? I got my good side.
I'm with it.
I'm saying, I got the right curve, right. Radio station. Thanks for following us on Radio Atlanta.
Hi. I'm Lacey. I like your ears. Yeah, they're again.
You got the wrong number.
Everything.
Facebook Live. Yeah, I saw that. I posted it too. I did. I shared it. And we still got a couple games to go. She's still going until like what, May or June or something like that. Definitely in April. So to the end of March, somewhere in there. We're gonna get the schedule. Call us. We need more callers. Poor thing.
Okay, don't judge me, but I was washing dishes and I stuck my hand in a glass, and as it was going down, it broke back, and so it just took off a little bit of my thumb. Yeah, like, it's bleeding right now. It's crazy. I like this song. Also, for those of you guys that are listening, this is the home of the final spin. I see a few of you guys on my live that are musicians. If y'all want your music played, go ahead, drop us $5 and we'll spin that shit.
Right.
Spin that shit.
Spin that shit.
Jay. This is a real radio show, even though we'll be going live for y'all.
678-777-4583. Somebody typing in. I'll pin it. 678-777-4583. I gotta move around too much stuff. So one of y'all put it in there. I got you.
That's the number? Oh,
Yeah, somebody
pin the number.
Right, y'all pin that thing. I gotta go all behind the shit and
wait, what's today?
I hope y'all got me.
Is this our first show of March?
Yeah.
Before we come back, are we still doing the $2 things or no?
Until the 31st.
Okay.
My brother's birthday. From my cousin's birthday to my brother's birthday.
I like it.
Yeah, there you go. Pop in. She's still at 8:45.
Yeah.
Gas is gonna call at 8:30. And we're gonna be coming in a second. Hey.
I like this. This is the kind of music I drive to when I'm trying to look like a drug dealer.
Trying to look like a drug dealer.
Yeah.
The type of music you listen to when you're trying to look like a drug dealer.
I be feeling like a straight drug dealer. I put the lights out of my car and everything.
When she getting her thugs on. Okay, so gangster, she say this type of song she listens to when she's trying to get her little gangster on. When she riding work or whatever like that. So I think that's a good one. Let's get it. Let's get it. It was a good one. Okay.
That's good.
So applause to, you know what I'm saying? Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Of course, like I said, that's on all music platforms. It dropped today. Gassa, iconic. Gassa is out of Virginia. Again, a very, very talented producer, writer, of course, rapper. He sings as well. And he records and also mixes all his music. You know what I'm saying? So, man, he do everything. You know what I'm saying? He got the whole thing right there. You know what I'm saying? And he got his own company and for real and run it. So, man, shout out to Gassa. I know he tuned in. He's going to be giving us a call in a little bit. We're going to move on to the next song that we're going to play his, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit about what we got going on tonight. We'll come back with our interview, and of course tell a friend to of course tune in to give us a call. 678-777-4583. we right here until 10 o'clock, so y'all know what it is on Blast Radio Atlanta.
What you got?
I got the goods, man.
I got the bag.
I didn't know it came with a drink, so I didn't know to get y'all. So I got one fruit punch and one Sprite.
What you want?
And I got you barbecue sauce and sweet and sour. But
so that's why you my nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Give me ketchup.
I'm over here with the damn bag. Hungry, y'all. Sorry, so hungry. I'm still cooking my bang. No. Let me give me what I need. Alright, I'm gonna try to get you barbecue.
Working all damn day. I work for
It's your bread. It's your bread.
Wait, is it?
Here, let me,
You said they gave you sweet and sour? They're supposed to be in here?
They ain't give me that?
Hell no. That's okay, it's their shit. And I know it. If you need it, you go
I
ahead.
checked. Well, I thought I
If
saw
you
it.
need it, you go ahead. I can use the barbecue. You sure?
I'll take it. Wait.
what? It's barbecue. I feel like I like McDonald's and
Now rock with Blast Radio Atlanta, home of $5 spin and #1 station for independent artists.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah, I already know what's going on. Your girl Vic Show, Lacey Dow, the Truth Session via On Blast Radio Atlanta. Y'all can follow us, of course, on the gram at On Blast Radio ATL. That's really everywhere. Your Twitter, wherever you find us. Our Cash App. If you want to send a donation or send the money for us to spin your song, go ahead and send it on over to obrspins@gmail.com. You already know. And Lacey, man, how nice week has gone by. We done went through so much. The time change and of course a whole lot of work because we stay so very, very busy or whatnot. And your podcast, how you been feeling about your feedback and everything like that? So, you know what I'm saying? Tell us a little something.
Oh my gosh. So this girl reached out to me, right? So she has this story she wants to tell about how she was like raped as a kid. She was held into like bondage. She ended up having a baby. She escaped, got into like some crazy abusive. She has this crazy story of like her life. And she's like, I've been really wanting to tell somebody my story, and I watched your podcast, and you're the only person I want to tell it to. So she's actually coming to Atlanta. She'll be here later on in the month. Okay. She's going to spend one day here just to come to the podcast and tell me her story. And I was like,
wow. That's super dope.
Isn't that crazy?
That's amazing.
I'm not fluting her out.
I'm not fluting her out. That's not happening. She's not getting flued out for this one.
Not at all.
But, I know her story, of course, will touch a whole lot of people. Yeah. So that's real good. That she want to come out here and sit down and talk to you. I know you got to feel special.
I do feel happy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're so emotional. She's so sweet.
I'm also, I'm kind of emotional. Don't make me cry today, show, because every other show I cry.
No, we're going to try not to make you cry today. You know what I'm saying?
I can be a real G without crying.
No, my mom is leaving me tomorrow. Oh, is this your stud look?
Okay,
I had a girl ask me about. I had a girl ask me about that.
I was gonna do the stud look, you guys, but I know I'm moving my arm, but I can't actually move my right hand, so I can't take my weave out yet. So this ain't my stud look yet because
one of these days.
I want to like the show braids and everything, but I can't braid my hair right now.
I could have yanked it out for you.
I'm braiding it with one hand.
There you go.
I thought about it. I was like, nobody better even ask me.
No. I had a girl. She hit me up. She asked me. She said, you know, your co-host. I thought she was gonna do her stud look today. I said, man, you know what? I don't even know, but I'm definitely not gonna call and remind her. She said, no, you need to call and remind her or whatever like that. And I'm like,
I thought about it, y'all, but bro, I can't take my hair out, and I really want to. It's time for my hair to come down. I can't. And I can't,
you know,
rub my hand like Birdman. Like
it is time for your change because remember, like I told you, your hair was like it's still different, even though it's the same. It's different. You know what I'm saying?
I can't brush it.
She got her whole Gabrielle Union thing going on right now. You know what I'm saying, man? Shout out to
just don't kick me out for
all my black
queens.
I would never, man. Rock your do your thing.
We'll
you
play
know?
that game.
Well, that right. You know what I'm saying? We don't get down like that.
Isn't that mad disrespectful though?
It is.
Because the crazy thing about that show telling Gabby that her hair was too urban and that she needed to tone it down and they were gonna, kick her off pretty much, is all of these other women, these racial ambiguous or Caucasian women that want to experiment with their hair and do different things every week, and it's like a lot of their styles are black inspired, but nobody says anything because it's so cool and so fashionable and so couture on them. And you have Gabby, who comes at Gabrielle Union? It's literal black Hollywood royalty. You guys come at Gabby for her hair, bro?
For real.
What?
For real.
But it's cool. Cardi can do whatever she wants.
That Cardi can do it. Yeah, they got Cardi back, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know the whole Gabrielle Union, the her daughter, and the whole thing with the Dwayne Wade or whatever. Like I just saw a post that said, "Oh, Dwayne Wade, he been gay because he was getting his toes painted. Like they showed a picture of his toes like painted black or something like that." Like I'm like, bro, like the internet is mad crazy, bro. When
lo and behold, he was a father then, and what we don't know is that maybe he was trying to make his son. I watched the documentary.
They said, this is what the post said. This is not me. This is what the post said. It said his son wasn't even his daughter yet, and his toes was painted. This nigga been gay. Is what it said. Gay. You know what I'm saying?
Did you watch the docuseries?
No, I have not. I did not see
it. We watched it when it came out, and literally that small child has been that tank has some sugar in it since birth. Okay, this sugar ain't new sugar, it's old sugar. It's crazy because it's even undeniable, and I feel like as a parent you know which kid is sweet and which one's not. Right. No. As a family, as a friend, as the auntie, 100. As the grandma, you 100. Know.
No, I had a best friend growing up, and like his parents was like they knew like off rip. They were like from when he could walk, like he would dance and he would be singing and like his switch, and he would be like in the girl clothes and everything like that or whatever. And you have no control over that. You know what I'm saying? Like I know some people feel like they do, but you really have no real control over that.
Right.
I don't know if I mentioned this, but I had a neighbor down the street, one of my friends. I knew he was gay. I knew he was gay from like little thing. He used to be switching up and down the street like for real or whatever. And his dad said he couldn't hang out with me and he couldn't be my friend because I was gay and I was gonna make his son gay. And I'm like, bro, how the fuck can I make your son like this, bro? Like that's how I really felt. I'm like, how can me liking girls? How can me like girls make your son like boys? Right. That just didn't make no sense to me or whatever like that. I always felt some type of way about that, but I know it was a little bit emasculating for him as a dad to he knew his son was like that or whatever. He could tell, and he used to try to make him like work out and lift weights, and he would buy him like all type of music equipment and stuff like that because he wanted to push him into other things that he was interested in that wasn't so gay or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody told me, they were like, as a parent, you have an idea of what your kid is gonna be like, and even while you're a woman or you're whatever yourself. And even as you're pregnant, you have an idea of what your child's life will be like. So it's a little bit hard sometimes for parents to cope with, I know it sounds crazy, but their child's sexuality because they didn't initially envision it. And I think in our community, because we're so deeply rooted in tradition, even though sometimes it seems like we don't have tradition, and we're so deeply rooted in religion, I feel like it becomes a little bit harder for parents to accept. And then for sons, I was talking to a bisexual man, and he said this. He's a bisexual black man, and we were having a conversation about bisexuality amongst black men. And he said when he was coming out, you know, he thought he was just gay, realized he's bisexual, da da da. Anyways, he said something along the lines of like, because society looks at females or femininity as a step below men or masculinity, when your son now is portraying feminine traits, he's looked at as less of a man because he's closer to a woman, which we already view as
less than.
And that's why it's hard for a lot of black dads to accept their black sons, because black men are literally the pillar of masculinity amongst people. Literally, they don't get to be anything but overly, or 2019, toxic masculinity, because they're the pillar of what it means to be masculine. Any major sport that involves contact, outside of rugby and possibly hockey, because we don't really do that. Literally,
my cousin played hockey. My cousin, he was a black hockey player. He was really dope too.
Most of us don't really do that. But it's a real thing.
But it's true.
It's a real thing. When you look at like what's popular when it comes to masculinity, what's popular, there's always a black man. So yeah, we used to have, you know, we have like white Superman, but let a Superman come out tomorrow. Is he really going to be Caucasian anymore? This is not the 60s no more. It's not 70s no more. If you look at blaxploitation movies, black men are so masculine. So for their sons to portray feminine traits, which are looked at as less than, it's a little bit hard for them because their son isn't displaying that amount of masculinity that were expected of black men.
Sad, man. You know, Lacey, she begins so deep, man. You know, that's why I love her. And she gonna get to where we got to play a goddamn commercial. Okay, so we'll be right back. Y'all already know. Tune in. Gas are gonna be giving us a call in a second, and we gonna talk about the album and a lot of things that he got going on. So, hey, okay.
Dear John, I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit right now.
I'm about to ask you, what you think?
It's true. I don't want to.
I got a son.
But remember,
But my
when
nephew
I
gay.
quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart and don't let it quit on you. High blood
Makes sense.
pressure.
Is it hard for your family to be like
for help keeping
open
yours
to
and
that
other
or
programs
accepting?
touch
Well,
pressure
when
to
it first
97779.
happened,
A message
well,
from
when
the
it was
American Heart
happening,
Association, the
my
American
mother
Science
was
Association,
like,
and the Ad Council.
first of all, my sister,
Superstar Alberto
my
Del
sister
Rio, take
is,
one.
my sister got
Behold,
a, like
the
an
angry
apple
giant.
personality,
Try it
right?
again, Alberto.
Behold, the angry giant.
Of course, the dad
Good
was
luck
around,
tonight.
whatever, they don't get along.
Behold, the angry giant.
Yay!
Which
Bring
probably
me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad
Little
today.
signs and shit.
Visit
My mom was like,
fatherhood.com.
you
Brought
can
to you
get
by the
your
U.S.
nephew.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman. You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org.
But that's also why a lot
Brought to
of
you by
black
the American
men
Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
will get their sons to have sex with a woman first.
So I'm gonna say this as a straight black man, right? So at that time, right? And I haven't talked to him. You know, I love him, my nephew. I should talk to him, but I haven't talked to him about have ever been with a woman. And I really don't think he had. Because they were in middle school was during that time when he was trying to date and then try that shit. That shit don't work, whatever. He gets frustrated, like, hey, bro, you gotta stick that shit out. You know what I mean? But that would have happened. So he is what he is. But I don't think he ever had sex with a woman. I really don't. And I think if he did, maybe he was a dog twice. I don't know.
And I'm okay with that because blood. Ain't nothing like some good vagina. Even the good vagina to me is the same as good vagina to you.
Amen.
I love his vagina.
Say that again. Say that twice.
That's why I like around. It's a vote for me up here, boy. What?
All these dudes are getting out here. It's crazy. But I love y'all.
Well, why you say that, like, bro? Oh, that shit you be hearing about? That's a little bit of shit, man. It ain't even that bad. You know what I mean? For real. You gotta be confident with yourself, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Definitely.
You gotta be confident with yourself.
Definitely.
First and foremost.
What is today's topic?
There is no topic.
We got a bunch of interviews.
We're just doing a bunch of interviews. But you can talk about whatever. I'm gonna talk about a couple things. We gonna catch up. We gonna talk about the Atlanta Fair, which we didn't make it to. Daylight saving time. We talked about that. We talked about laceology. And I want to talk about a couple things that grabs my gears. But other than that, we got more interviews. It's gonna take up a lot of the time.
A lot of things that are grabbing your gears. I miss you today. No, I haven't done it yet. Okay. Because I don't have the
Alright. Man, shout out to Wendy. I can't say that on line 365, but that's what I needed. I need to dive into the place I needed to be.
I only ate every burrito today.
I had some Subway, but I picked over it.
Subway sauce now.
What's up, sis?
Weird smell like
My sister in there, Donika, what's up, Donika? Remedy was good. Winner. You know what I'm saying? Brandon in here, of course. Brenda in here, of course, man. Shout out to all of y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all already know what it is, man. Tell a friend, tell a friend. Share the feed. Share the feed, share the feed, share the feed.
Yeah, so repeat.
What you need? It's so embarrassing to say. How I hurt my head, but my finger is numb today, actually.
Oh, it look. Ouch. That's just like ouch.
I just want to chill by Friday because I got that fashion show to go to on Saturday. And I can't beat it this one July. But I can't brush my hair, which I haven't done in 4 days. Like, it might look like shit, you guys. You might have to stay today. You got one hand, but you can't. You gotta grip it. I love that.
I'm gonna bring you on after this song. Right now I'm playing all that. I done played Up to You. I done played Let's Get It. I played Dance.
Oh, never mind.
Money Dance. But we can do it back or whatever, like, so, you know, we'll get you in. We'll get you in on here. Just hold tight. One second, okay? You want to start with the questions, or you want me to go?
Oh, we look good. Thank you for now.
Even with her bro hand, she made it work. You know what I'm saying?
I've been changing the color. But
Her was my favorite color. Great pick for tonight, you know. What's up, man? We appreciate all the love, man. Shout out to y'all. You know.
Are you gonna eat first your barbecue sauce?
You want my barbecue?
No, I'm done.
You want to throw it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can throw it out.
I'm gonna be right back.
Throw this out. There you go.
What are you doing?
Oh, she's a riot.
I can't believe you actually curse around her.
No, my mom, she mad cool. She's a riot. No, like, for real.
My mom will remind me.
Yo, man. Big show, Lacey. We in here, man. We got Gasso on the line, actually, and Gasso, can you hear me, bro? Oh man, what's going on with you?
Bless. I haven't dropped that today. You know, I'm the dude. I'm just looking for streams. Good feedback. You know, I'll be getting that all day for real since this morning. To be honest, I ain't even sleep.
So you can't even sleep.
4 or 5. Just so happy about dropping. So yeah.
Hey, Gaston, man, you a little fuzzy. Where you standing at, man? You know what I'm saying? I want you to get a little bit of a better signal so my people, they can hear you. You know what I'm saying? And we can get some good feedback over here. Can you hear me? Oh no, man, you moved in the wrong area. You need to move back over towards where you was.
Did you say how about now?
Oh man, it's kind of bad, bro.
It's very bad.
Yeah, I wasn't. No, hey man, look, you're real fuzzy. This is what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna play All Gas featuring Feezy. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to try to give me a call back so we can get a better connection. Okay?
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, you did a little something. All right. Okay. Yo, all right, y'all, man. All that, all gas.
All gas, no brakes.
Right. All gas
with oil.
You need the oil.
I heard your car stop.
Oh, that's a bad car in the movie.
That's
all mixed.
No.
Oh no, that's a slippery slope. You know what I'm saying?
So let me tell you something. I feel like we should have every little yourself have a guy, a straight guy,
like a extra feature.
Yeah, like a recurring guest.
Okay, so of course I was at the house the other day and I was talking about how, you know, people like they come to your crib and they just like kind of leave their shit everywhere.
Don't you tell them because
no, that's not Oh, yeah, that's better, much better. Okay, yeah, definitely way better. Okay, so we playing All Gas featuring B.A.E right now. And when it go out, we'll go bring it back in live. We'll get some of these questions out the way or whatever, and we can tell us what you got going on coming up.
I like this song.
Alright, just sit tight, hold tight, alright?
Stay there. I'm wearing CR black and gold. That's what I said. You said black and red. You said black and red. You took me a whole red blazer last time.
Not only not speaking for them, but letting them speak. And my vision for the company is just spread love and genuine love. You know what I'm saying? Musically, just a different sound.
Hey, that makes a whole lot of sense. You definitely got a different sound, unique, creative, and that's definitely what the industry needs. So how about you tell me, like, what is your creative process like? Like, how do you sit down and get in the mode to like write a song or even write your beats? Like, what do you do first? You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Oh wow. So like so how do I get my song? You know, like I love it, but me personally, sometimes when I'm doing that, when I'm trying to get my creative juices flowing and just trying to get that ambiance and that environment, I have to be alone. It helps me think. Not only helps me think, helps me meditate. You know, and just be myself more, because I realized being around people, they don't have the same energy. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the same energy if you're trying to get something done, or you're trying to really focus. And some people are like, why are you trying to be so serious? It's not. I'm not being serious. It's me creating this environment to make something creative, make some creativity come out my brain to a paper or to me making instruments. You know, so. That's my whole thing, you know, being alone and focusing and meditating on that, because it helps the environment, helps my creativity go. Yeah.
Okay.
And do you play any instruments?
Yeah, I play drums, play piano, play the trumpet.
You play the piano. Oh, come on.
Ladies out the piano, they heard elegant shit. Okay, so tell me an artist you would love to collaborate with.
Oh my God! I mean, I don't have. Can I say two?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Travis Scott and Kendrick Lamar. Definitely.
Okay, but Travis Scott and Kendrick Lamar are polar opposites.
Yes.
In style music. Why?
I only say that because like the energy of Travis Scott is phenomenal. You ever seen him perform? Heard his music. I'm just gonna say you have to see him perform. He's one of the most energetic, awesome, turned. I mean, he's a rager. You know what I'm saying? That's what he got that saying, rager. So he's just like a rager, and Kendrick is more poetic. He's more influential. He's more deep thought. I mean, you know, and it's lyrical. You know, his storytelling. He's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? The other side is more the new generation of. You know what I'm saying? Of our era right here is Travis Scott. So yeah, I love to work with both of those guys. Yeah.
It's amazing. That shows your range.
Absolutely. I mean, all his talent show his range.
Very true.
No, but so outside of Iconic, what do you have like going on right now? Like, what's your? I know you said pushing a brand and, you know, getting the entertainment company and things like that is like at the forefront. But like, you have any shows coming up? You know, any mixtapes dropping?
Right now, I have no shows at this moment. I'm working with Tina Siemens, working on that right now. But as far as just stuff going on, I'm on the new working on projects constantly. I'm working on the videos, the visuals and stuff like that. But no shows yet, due to new management. So yeah.
Well, yeah, well, you definitely have the music, and we gonna slide into another one of your tracks. We're gonna play the whole album throughout the night or whatnot.
Right.
But we're gonna play Big Bang next. So how about you go Big Bag? My bad, Big Bag. We're gonna play Big Bag next. How about you go ahead, you introduce that, and we're gonna bring you back on the line a little later.
Great. Yo, it's Jasper, man. You better hear a Big Bag like Jasper and Rico J. Slap it on, let's listen.
Who get a bag, you calling me? Who get a bag? Who get a bag, you calling me? I do this for my kids, you know. Who get a bag, yeah, who get a bag, you calling me? Get a bag, niggas in my grind, bitch, you know I got it.
You held on to that. One of my favorite singers of all time ever. And like, Otis Redding was friends before Prince as far as like dropping albums everywhere.
Yes, blood money, yes, blood money, yes, I got show money, I got old money, yeah, I got new money, I got bills coming in, yeah, bitch,
look really young, so he's like older man and shit like that.
I would think that, and I'm wrong with it.
I'm looking at she rich, you know that the money be calling me, can't run from the bag and follow me, you know that the money be following me, can't run from the bag and follow me,
Albums like every day before Prince dropped albums. He was dropping 26-song albums before Chris Brown was on a 26-song album, and I think that like even his remakes of other songs. Being a person that wanted to
What's up, cuz? I feel you in here. Tanisha, shout out to you. Winter Love, shout out to you. Shout out to all of y'all.
And Bob Marley.
Thanks for putting there.
Because you know, like Bob Marley's name, but also he did drop so much like freedom songs where
You know how. They don't really won't smoke. They don't really won't stop. Pull up in the Benz, no roof. Pull up in the Benz with the boo. Yeah, I run it up on the bag. I make a bro nigga mad. Yes, I'm hating it, go get it back. I'm hating it, go get it back.
Was related to.
Jealousy pushing you back, cause they don't stay in my bag. Bitch, I do what I want on the man. Keep that Glock on me, go try your hand. Flip it, split it, you know I ain't playing.
I love Whitney for her range. Because you're like, that is cool, but you only have one style of music, right? But the Whitney, she could have made music for every single era. Sade's cool because she's the mother of the new era of R&B, which is all monotone. She doesn't have much range.
You say that.
It's just she's straight. She's straight lounge music.
Neo soul.
Lounge. Because then you have like you have so many neo soul artists who aren't monotone. Like Jill Scott, like Angie Stone, right? They can sing different, but Sade just has one sound. And I think she's famous because she had different looks than everyone else back then. She was like a light-skinned girl with freckles that was singing at the monotone.
I'm born in 1970, so I can tell you coming up.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't think she's great.
For us, she's awesome.
I mean, sure. I think it's because she was the only one.
I know, but the songs are great.
Yeah, the lyrics could be. But her sound is kind of basic. She doesn't have much range at all. I wouldn't say she's the best singer. So if there are like levels to judging, I wouldn't say that just because the lyrics are great means she's great. I think that her influence, she definitely influenced a lot of the singers that we have now, like Jhené Aiko. Well, everybody sounds like Sade right now. But back then, I think she got her jump because she looked different and her sound was different because you had singers.
Well, when she came out, disco was popular. If it was up here, then she came with that.
Right down. But her music was down. She has good lounge music, but would I listen to like Sade and I'm getting ready to go out or get ready for work or in my car? No. But I wouldn't be like, ooh, change it from at the lounge. I would just be like, okay, we go to the lounge. I love Lauren. Oh my god. I love Lauren Hill. I feel like Lauren Hill also, she looks different as far as like how she dressed. Her aesthetics are different. Her sound was different for the time. But I think Lauren Hill would have been great anytime. I think Lauren Hill came out. Oh, it's exciting! We gotta have to announce that. If Lauren Hill came out today, she would still be great. If Lauren Hill came out the way that she was, her voice has changed now. Even though she's doing an album now, I think that's a mistake. I think it's a mistake for her to do an album now. I really think she's at a high, she's at a pedestal. Everyone's like, oh, Lauren Hill, Lauren Hill, Lauren Hill, Lauren Hill. But her voice has changed. We saw that a few years ago on the BET Awards.
Lauren Hill that everybody knows, then it's different people. I know. Everything that she's been through is not totally different.
So we live in a different era.
Right.
We live in I expect you to see the same era.
Alright, y'all. Man, y'all already know, man, I'm hype. I'm real hype about this iconic because so far all I've been hearing is bangers. I really like the Closer. That showed like a different side. Yeah. Definitely a different side of my homeboy Gassa or whatnot. Gassa, you still there on the line, right?
Gassa?
You there, bro? Got you turned in? You live? Are you not? Oh, wait. Oh, yep.
I'm here.
Yep, he here. My bad. I was off. That was me. I hear you. Okay. So, what we were saying was the song Closer, it bring out like a whole different side of you. It's a whole different vibe. I like it. I like it a lot.
Thank you. That track I did with the girl, shout out to Brianna Fair. I met her and she really knew the music. She do God for herself, but she hasn't really done tracks for real. So that was actually her 4th time recording it.
It's a gorgeous voice.
Yeah, it was really nice. The song is a beautiful song, man. I think the ladies gonna like that one, bro.
Oh yeah.
Cause they just trying to get closer to, you know what I'm saying? You know, no matter what they be saying, no matter what they be saying.
Come close as you possibly can, baby. You know.
All right, man. That's what I'm talking about. So, tell me what's your favorite song on the album?
Ooh.
Oh man, my favorite song?
Yes.
Oh man, Get to Know You. I only say Get to Know You because I wrote that song like a year ago, and I based it off. It was when R. Kelly was going through his stuff, so it was like I remember the Key to Ignition. I love that song. Who doesn't love that song?
Right. No, man, everybody love that song. R. Kelly is iconic. You know what I'm saying? Like he really is. I mean, and it's sad everything that he going through. If he did it, it's fucked up. If he didn't, I mean that's fucked up too. You know, I like to be impartial. No one is guilty until they guilty. But he might seem a little guilty, whatever. But anyways, but anyways, that has nothing to do with his talent or the music that he has put out over his very, very extensive career. Like, the man is a musical genius. Yeah. I mean, you're too far behind him, bro, with everything that you got going on or whatnot.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm not too far behind, but at the same time, I got a lot to learn. And you know what I'm saying? This having opportunities like this to express myself and hear my voice on, you know, my product and what I can bring to the industry and to the world, period. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important to me. I'm just a student of the game, you know, so I'm just learning.
100. Hey, man.
Every teacher starts off as a student, so you good.
Hey, ain't that the truth? Yeah. So, if it was, you know, one thing that you can change about the industry, then, you know, what would that be?
I would change, record labels. Just the way it ran now, you know.
Oh yeah, it's a totally different game.
Yeah, it's a totally different game. But other than that, I wouldn't change anything. I mean, I would want to see more independent artists. You know what I'm saying? More people supporting themselves and other people supporting them, and it's a collective supporting each other.
100. Well, guys, so you already know that's what On Black Radio is here for, man. You know, we support independent artists. That's our number one main priority and goal is to, you know, get them a whole lot more exposure. Home with a $5 spin if y'all didn't know or if y'all had forgot. So y'all send y'all music in and we gonna make it happen. Gasser, we appreciate you so much. We're gonna play a couple more of your joints throughout the night. Your interview was great, man. I wish you so much luck on your album release, and I hope you get 1 billion copies streamed, downloaded, and everything else. You feel me?
Thank you so much. I'll see you soon, too. Don't worry about that. I'll be pulling up on you soon.
Hey, man, that's what I like to hear, man. I can't wait to see you. We got a lot of work to do.
No doubt. Thank you.
All right. Bye. Wait, hold up. Gasser, you here? Wait, you there?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Lacey, anything else you want to say to Gasser before you?
Yeah, I wanted to say...
no, it's something you want to say, huh?
yeah, definitely. I wanted to say thank y'all for giving me the time and opportunity, you know, to hear my music, especially all the love you showed me when I came down there. I really appreciate everything, for real. And this is the beginning, you know. I'm really appreciative, you know, of this opportunity.
Well, you are very welcome, and we appreciate you. You know, people do real things. It's Detroit in me, baby. I can't help it. So, you know, I can't wait to see you again. Like I said, so many things underway. It's stupid, crazy, major. But I'm gonna let Lacey ask you a question before you get up out of here, okay?
Yeah, what's up?
All right.
I got no questions. I just want to tell you stay safe out there and keep doing great things and keep being positive and keep being humble because every teacher was once a student, so you got this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the words.
All right, now, and from Sound of the Album, he got a lot to teach. We're going to be right back with K Du Bois and a commercial, of course, because we got to pay the bills. Man, Gassa, it's been real. Man, shout out to him. Y'all can follow him on the gram, of course, at see, I already got you, bro. At Gassa Beats. That's GASABEATZ 88. The number 88. So that's GASA Beats BEATZ 88 on the gram, man. Y'all mess with my homie. So much underway, great music, features, all that. Y'all know who to get at, man. Call the station 678-777-4583 if you got questions for my people, man. We got the number, man. Y'all holla at us. Okay. Right. Okay, we got a different okay. But it
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA.
I got a hand.
When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
She made me nervous, you know what I'm saying?
F-A-S-T.
Got a good hand. She caught it, you know.
A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is XG. And I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell and I had to have meals on wheels. American choice.
What up, though?
But he knows.
One of my agents.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello.
One of my agents.
This message brought to you by
Okay.
Insurance agent.
It makes sense. Wait.
That song?
That's his favorite song.
I hope I feel better too. And I hope I feel better by Friday so I can look fine as fuck on Saturday. Hey, right now, I've been doing my hair. I've been doing my makeup with my left hand for 3 days. Do you know how hard it is to do your makeup with your left hand when you're right? Don't look that hard. Okay, bitch. I got makeup in your shade. I'm telling you today when I'm free and we pull it up to I can take a video of you doing your makeup with either hand.
No. I don't do makeup, so I couldn't tell you.
It's hard because when you're right-handed, you know, it's difficult.
Thank you, Molly. We appreciate it. Shout out to Molly. Tuned in. Mark Quez, one of my interns, tuned in. Go ahead, post the number for me, Quez, 678-777-4583, so we can pin it.
Oh, you guys
they kicked us up out of here.
We're actually live on the radio. I know that we're on live with you guys on social media, but stop requesting to be in my live because we are actually live on the radio. Maybe as well. What up, bro? Hi. So, if I wasn't live on the radio, we were just kicking it, I would for sure add you guys. But, stop it. I can't be live with y'all. Sorry. Maybe one day we'll let one person or so go live with us for a little bit. Maybe. Possibly.
That might be lit a little bit.
Oh, wait, what were you gonna say you wanted? You said I was at home and then I said guy special.
Oh no. Okay, so I want to do. So out the gate, I wanted to do. You about to come back in.
This
Well, we're not about to come back in. I know, right? That's the problem. But no, I want to play a song.
You are now rocking with On Blast Radio Atlanta, home of the $5 spin and #1 station for independent artists.
Okay, so, I want to have like at least a little part of the show definitely be educational because, you know, I feel like the whole point is, you know, kind of help our people, you know. Yeah, I mean, we talk a lot of shit, and that's cool, and we talk about some good stuff. We talk about a lot of good stuff too, we do. But I definitely wanted to have, I was going to have someone call and do, you know how they, on a record, they had a gossip person or whatever they call it. She got some other things going on, and those things are her focus right now. And I can't hate on that. But shout out to my homie Uno, because Uno always shares, support, and do everything with anything that has to do with All Black Atlanta, and I appreciate that. And whenever she ready and she done handling whatever she handle, she already know what it is and what's going on. But she been interviewing me for the longest, like for the past, man, like I've been at this shit for 10 years. I wouldn't know it, but some of my first interviews was with Uno and the Chit Chat 2 show. So follow that on Facebook, Chit Chat 2 show. Alright.
So what I'm hearing is, and I don't know, you know, because sometimes I'm hearing.
Okay, but no, before I forget, this is what happened. This is what happened. I was talking about how people don't clean up after themselves, pick up after themselves, not just at home, but you know what I'm saying, when you have people around. Yes, but that was the thing. that was the thing. So then I was talking to my friend and I was like, man, we need to do like a tip or whatever like that, because it's like proper. No, not pin-up tip. Certain things that you shouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? It's just like things that you shouldn't do. But wait. So then it turned into what we said, something like proper etiquette. And see, one of my homies, his business is called Proper Etiquette, and so his whole swag is like this, you know, formal type of thing. I'm like, bro, you should come. We don't have to necessarily come, but he can call and he can give like a tip on proper etiquette, and proper etiquette with not just clean up behind yourself, but of course you should pick up behind yourself. If you're a grown up and you go to someone else's house, you need to pick up behind yourself. It is not their job to clean up behind you just because you're a guest in their home. Put your glass, your cup, whatever, in the kitchen or in the trash. You don't have to wash it. I say that, but you should just leave your shit around. You know what I'm saying? Your cigar wrappers and your cigar guts and all that bullshit. You shouldn't do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I would never do that to anyone that was my friend. So that's
sorry that I left my shot glass.
Okay, you see how she had to pull herself into that. You know what I'm saying? She felt guilty. She felt guilty. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there goes Shantice. Is this stud enough for you?
Now I can't be a stud today.
It's baby stud. She got the hoodie on. She ready to.
I know. I should have probably just put on the hoodie and like let my hair be in a ponytail. Call it a day. Kind of like this.
Thugging it. You know what I'm saying?
Thugging it out. Sorry guys. I thought I did a stud today. I did a stud today. Next week.
Hey y'all, man, y'all checking in the Truth Session on Blast Radio Atlanta with your girl Big Show and Lacey Down, and that was Freaky by Gassa.
And we got a little freaky.
Oh, whatever. We talked a little, maybe. We don't answer phone calls during the live on a private phone. You guys know better, you know. This is work. So you guys appreciate my work like I appreciate you guys' work, okay? No, but again, that was Gassa Freaky, and that's my favorite song so far that I heard off the album. Yeah, I really like that song. I think it's a club banger. It's something that will make it a little bit, but it's something that will I won't deny. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's something that can kind of jumpstart the album or whatever, because a lot of, you know, records, they break like in a club or whatever. I mean, all of them are, but you know, the industry.
Do you like freaky shit?
I like freaky. She just Lacey die. No, for real. What is 8:14? I'm gonna tell y'all what we got coming up for you.
Yeah.
Of course, we got K Du Bois coming through with some travel tips and with the credit tips. Homie Antoine Banks up in here, publisher, author, insurance business owner, among many other things, many wonderful other talents that I know about, but I'll allow him to share it with you. I want you to.
He's also a great conversationalist.
Absolutely. There you go. Great conversationalist as well, per Lacey Dow. But you can definitely, slide in and talk to us while we're talking. We got another interview we're gonna do before we really, get into it with Mr. Antoine Banks. But you can tell us, like, your social media, your email, your web address, where everybody can find you, and tell them what they should be looking for. Because he's the man. I can't wait to talk to him, because he's really the man. Y'all don't even know it, but it's going down in a major way. Antoine Banks.
What's up, family? Yeah, for the publishing company for the books, myself, I'm also an author, but I own a publishing company. 18 books I'm now working on, 2 drop for the. I think I'm gonna drop them this summer. You can find the books AntoineBanks.com, ANTWANBANK$.com. For all the other authors that signed to print out books, there's like 22 of us, 21 besides myself. You can find their titles at printhousebooks.com. Titles are available everywhere globally, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, overseas, everywhere you find books, you can find those in print, ebook, and all that stuff. For the other business, as far as insurance firm as well, that address for the insurance firm is AndersonRogersAssociates.com, AndersonRogersAssociates.com. Right now, we got a special for your auto insurance. If you got 1 year prior insurance, you give us a call, and you might qualify for insurance for first 30 days. You don't have to make a payment until like 30 days later. Get your insurance. We can get you approved, get you a policy, save you some money for the first month. You can pay it 30 days later.
Hey, man, that's what's up. We all about paying some shit later.
I was literally about to say black folks always jumping over something. I'll pay next month.
You know what I'm saying? So
y'all
need to check in with Antoine Banks, man. Pay your insurance later. You know what I'm saying? Save some money. Shop black. All in one. You know what I'm saying? That's real good sense to me, or whatever.
You go switch over?
So, hey, man, I'm almost at that year. I just might have to. You feel me? We may have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I got your number. We'll talk. You already know how it goes down. And we still rocking out to the iconic album by Gassa Beats 88 on Instagram, and on a few other social media platforms. So y'all go ahead, y'all follow him. He said he got the videos on the way, man. He got the entertainment company, man. He making beats. Then he gonna be dropping that beat CD for y'all next. Y'all just be ready. Y'all stay tuned, because lots of things going on with my man Gassa, and I'm gonna play this song. It's called Hard For Me. We be right back.
I'm gonna peep while you're actually.
What's the name of the show with
Nino? It's androgynous.
I'm so faded.
That's it? Sex talk with an androgynous woman.
Sex talk with an androgynous woman.
Go all the way left.
We go be here and we be there. We be all over the place, man. But I think it keeps it fresh. It keeps it fresh, refreshing.
That should be very interesting.
She not just like a stud. I know she not. She plays y'all. Y'all got hoes, baby. No, but 818. What's going on, Miss Lady? How you doing? My bad. Was you out there for a minute, bro?
Yeah, I was.
My bad. My personal assistant went to go get him something to eat. I told him it was okay for him to get some grub. So, my mom and my cousin, they in there, they distracted. So.
That working.
Oh yeah, man. It's fam. Fam love. My mom, she's only here for a day.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's why I told her, you come to the radio station with me. You know what I'm saying? Come on down here. Because she'll be through after she gets through doing whatever she got going on. Grind time. Oh, almost got, man. Oh, so we just got nominated to be interviewed for Buzz Magazine, Atlanta. So they just sent me. I'm gonna hit them up and see what's going on. But you know we got Thursday nights at Tapa's Bar and Lounge.
That's right by my house.
Is it? You live over there?
It's right by my
We need to come over there and fuck with us, bro.
It's a bar?
So we're gonna have to go in. It's like a lounge, but it looks like a hookah bar. It's real nice. It's elegant. Yes, they do. Very grown and sexy. We're gonna be doing live remotes down there with Trump the DJs. You know what I'm saying?
It's a cool spot.
Major way, bro. We got big things going. I'm very excited about that.
He has a shirt. Oh yeah, it's Rubik's Plastic Time.
Oh yeah, that's.
I say it every time. I know. I say it every time. Nah. The lies.
I told you, man.
The lies.
We fam. We building the conglomerate. You know
I might be saying, but I know y'all lies. The conglomerate.
Oh yeah.
That's another lie.
Everybody,
It's gonna be a lot of shit
everybody,
going
we all
on.
about to get. We got a lot of shit going on, bro. It's already a lot of shit going on. You signed up for media passes for the award show, that Southeast Award.
I did not.
You need to do that because we need more people with I got cameras and stuff, but I don't really have that many people. That way you can get footage for you. I already got.
That's this weekend.
Is that this weekend?
No. It's April. Yeah, April.
Am I coming or not?
But it's another one too. I can get you. I can get you. Y'all
said that last time.
Yeah.
No, I know what I'm saying. I can get you tickets either with On Blast Media or even y'all Freaky Productions and just
when you get
Media is supposed to be getting free.
I got you.
Yeah, media getting free, so.
Yeah, okay. I'm looking at it right now.
I'm trying to get a gown. This conversation sound familiar at all. Then you said I could have nice, and then you said I could have real nice.
Sounds very familiar. Very, very familiar. Okay. Don't bleed on the camera. You'll make everybody nervous.
I'm not dying, so I didn't go to the hospital. Sick people be there. I'm self-medicating.
You go to the hospital, you did yourself? What you put on it?
Neosporin.
That's it?
She a black
Well,
person.
no.
She's she is so black. So Lacey has injured herself, at home injury, and she doctored it up with this wrap and Neosporin. It looks like a really deep cut. And I know you military. She's like, oh man, we just put a little glue on it. You know what I'm saying?
What branch?
Navy.
So we just put a little.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, y'all hear me? They battling.
That's what they say. Look,
no Navy.
Look, they walk by to me. I'm sorry. I know you sorry.
I'm on your side because I'm Army too. So.
Look, you just admitted she was sorry, right? I'm sorry. We know you sorry. Yeah. We know you sorry.
I'm sorry for you guys.
We know you sorry. It's
I'm sorry. You
okay.
guys have been used as America's butt. It's
Come
okay.
together. Come together.
What?
It's more of you than us civilians in here. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Who are?
Who y'all?
What? See what you just said?
Oh man, I love it. So me personally, I have a brother that was in the army. He is no longer in the service, thankfully, but he was in the army. And then I got a lot of homeboys who treat me like their little sisters, who was like in all the branches, the army, the Air Force, the reserves, and all that. So man, we appreciate y'all.
Thank
service,
you.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all y'all. Shout out to my intern. We got reblasted up in here. Remixed and blasted up in here. My intern Jason. So shout out to him. Came and he checked in, and we gonna keep it rolling. Rolling. Okay. So we have about maybe 5 or 6 more minutes before Kay give us a call so she can talk about travel and credit repair, and then we're gonna dive into the rest of the night with my homie Antoine Banks. We're gonna talk about these books. We're gonna talk about insurance, and we're gonna talk about publishing. We're gonna talk about some of these side projects that I know he got going on. And see if he share a little something with us. So, y'all stay tuned in. We appreciate y'all so much. On Blast Radio Atlanta, the Truth Session.
You are now rocking On Blast Radio Atlanta, home with $5 spin and your number one station.
You said you were sorry.
What I said was, I saw the beautiful parts of the world.
I did too. I'm still going. I'm only in the States like 4 or 5 months a year.
He stay gone. When I seen him, and I'm like, "You here?" He like, "I live here," but he don't be here. You know, that's why I'm like,
I'm an American citizen.
Yeah,
I used to be like that.
no, he don't be here. I've seen him on all type of beaches with all type of palm trees and all type of beautiful waters and all type of.
See, after living on the beach because I was in the Navy and all these different beaches, I don't need to go to the beaches now.
But it's different now. You was in the military then.
So it's a regular job. So it's like I still got to live in some beautiful places.
So this is what I get to do now, right? I get to go there, right? And live off residual compound income.
Bro, I was in the Navy. Our days end at 12. So did I.
Yeah, your days end at 12.
They started at 8 and end at 12.
They did no PT, man.
No, they did. I was Navy SEAL.
Cousin, you leaving?
No. My first command, I was Navy SEAL.
Oh, yeah?
And so it was all PT.
Okay, well,
It's the only time, right? After that.
No.
I love you, cousin. Have a safe trip.
I don't know. It's
I'll
all
call you.
who you're scheduling.
Keep it up.
Thank you.
Every week you hear you.
I know. I'm trying.
Cuz stay tuned in.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I hope I can have a different hair for next week. I have an idea.
You gotta get that hand together.
I gotta get my hand together.
Get that hand together. Okay.
In there.
Give me a call. We'll connect tomorrow. I got just a few things you have.
Oh, just a few. Okay.
What's your job?
All right, good. Yep.
What's your job?
In the military? Missile technician.
What's your job?
Oh, satellite communication.
See,
You're a comms guy.
Comms girl. What did you do after the Navy SEAL? What was your
When I was in the Navy, I was legal. Okay, wait. So I came in as admin. I went to school and ended up cross-rating to legal. So JAG, and then from JAG I became suicide preventionist. Because on every Navy ship, the number of suicides. They kind of like walk around and make sure everybody's okay.
How long you been? 6 months?
Yeah. So, I'm I think now they actually finished the deployment for 9 months, which is crazy. But you pull in to different ports every 3 weeks.
Okay.
So you'll be out to sea for 3 weeks. You'll pull into.
How long when you pull on the port? How long you guys stay?
You stay for a week to a week and a half.
Okay.
So like I was in Dubai for a week and a half. We weren't on the ship. We were just in Dubai for a week and a half. Yeah, so it's cool. It's cool. It's not as bad as like 9 months straight.
Dear John, I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want.
Dear John,
Can we get back to when you
I'm leaving.
I'm leaving.
We're just talking about like suicide, like dear John leaving.
I'm leaving. Look, I didn't know that's what a Dear
Listen to your
John letter
heart and
is.
don't let it quit on you. High
It's
blood
from the
pressure
army.
leading to a stroke, heart attack, or death.
Oh,
Get used to a
man.
healthy range today. For
What?
help keeping yours
Look,
at a healthy
the
range, text
first
pressure
what?
to
Jesus
97779. A message from the American Heart
Drop it like
Association, the American
flies.
Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Especially now. since
Superstar
people
Alberto
are
Del
really
Rio.
busy.
Take one.
Boot camp.
Behold
They
the
said
angry
boot camp.
giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Like, my sister just did
Behold
Army boot
the
camp.
angry
She just
giant.
graduated for AIT.
Good luck today.
Yesterday.
Behold
Her first
the angry
3 weeks of
giant.
boot camp. She
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE
So,
Superstar
she didn't have her
Alberto.
phone.
It will take a moment to make a
that
moment.
mile.
Take time to
How
be
you
a
guys
dad
do?
today.
Sometimes she never.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Disrespect.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune. These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom. You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman. You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
So look, like on the real, I just feel like I have forgot so many things, and it seemed like we had a really busy night tonight. It is already almost 8:30. We expecting that call from Kay Du Bois. She's going to talk to us about travel and credit repair. But I also needed to remind y'all that we still got $2 spins going on until March 31st for Kendall and Brenda and Kendall rather. Kendall is on the volleyball team. She won a scholarship. She just needs some travel money, some snack money. So we have been sending half of our proceeds from these song spins over to Kendall to make sure she got a little bit of snack money. So y'all make sure y'all support and y'all do whatever y'all can to dig deep and also support your friends, your homie. It don't have to be your music. It can be any of your cousin, your son, your baby daddy, your uncle, your nephew, your sister, your brother. Guess what, man?
But it can't be Cardi B or Meg Stallion.
No, it definitely cannot beat them. So send the music in so we can help support a really, really good cause. And then, of course, you already know we have in-studio interviews for $50. We got sponsorships for $50. Shout out to all our sponsors. We mentioned them earlier. One of them is on the phone and is going to talk to us about credit repair and travel. And you already know it's the home of the $5 spin originally. So after March 31st, we will be going back to our regular $5 spins. You guys know the anticipated album Iconic dropped today by Gassel. We've been listening to the album throughout the whole night and it has been super duper lit. I think we almost at the end, that last track that we played was called Out the Mud. We got one more track from off the album called Respect and we're going to definitely come back and drop that. But don't forget to go vote for us. We were definitely nominated for an award at the Southeast Independent Awards show. So go to the website, SEIawards.com, vote for Indie Radio Platform of the Year on Black Radio Atlanta, because we definitely want that trophy. We definitely want the trophy. We definitely will be in the building with our cameras, getting to the business, doing some interviews, doing a live broadcast. It's gonna be stupid, crazy, dumb, major. April 18th, and you can vote, I believe, up to April the 4th. Don't get me the line, but definitely off and up into the first week of April. So keep voting, vote every day, vote for On Blast Radio Atlanta. Okay. Anything you could possibly think of?
Show just got an email she ain't tell y'all about yet.
Oh, I did. If I didn't check out the interview that was done on me in Voyage ATL magazine, I definitely need to check that out. It's all over my social media pages, so you can find that. But we just got nominated to be interviewed in another magazine, Buzz Atlanta magazine. So shout out to Buzz Atlanta magazine, and shout out to whoever nominated us, because that's just super duper lit. And so many great things have been happening with only this our 7th week on the show. It don't seem like...
I feel like, honestly, I've been in a marriage that's too long. Like, we've been together forever. Has it only been 7 weeks?
Because you're already getting on my nerves. Nah. But we have been having an amazing time with you all, and we appreciate everybody who's been showing us support. Of course, all the love, the shares, the likes. Y'all make sure y'all follow us on the gram, on Blast Radio ATL. Okay, I want to say that we got Katie Boys on the line. Let me make sure. And while I do that, we're going to go ahead and check out this song, Respect, from that iconic album, Gassa. Man, shout out to you, bro. Big things. I see major things happening for you in 2020.
I like all the music, Gassa.
Gassa ENT.
Yeah, respect.
Hello?
I'm a die for my respect. Believe that.
This is stripper shit.
Yeah. I'm great. I'm a die for my respect. Check.
I need a quick thumb up. Yeah, she's cool. I can stay here whenever.
That's crazy.
Yes, she did.
I know she had a couple of people was sitting up with.
Yeah, she did. I need to put them up. Can somebody be racist to me? Wearing their company shirt, or at their job, or at my job. Somebody please be racist. I I just need a quick promo. I'm going to split the proceeds with you 5%, 90%.
Please leave.
The edible good to you?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling real. Shout out to Mama Show, man. Shout out to Mama Show.
I want an edible Mama Show.
Oh, man, go get on Mama Show good side. Let her dig in her goodie bag. She got the bag in there, man.
Just kidding, guys. I don't want an edible something maybe.
It's in my bag. That was a lie. You know?
Just kidding.
So my body wanted it, but I know that I don't need it.
I just had drug tested too.
Yes, you did. You told me. You said that.
And I
said I got to go. I would have to go. I might have to get drug tested today.
I said tomorrow I gotta show up. I might get drug tested.
Look, did we decide?
Drink? No,
that's right. On a group of.
What drink do you want? No, about 5 minutes. No, drink it. I'm not drinking anything else. I don't drink soda, so that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm not drinking anything else. Fruit punch has too much sugar. Take the milk.
Alright, in that case, I'm gonna take the fruit punch, so that's what I want.
Yeah, unless you make a drink. And which
You just had a whole argument with me about who was gonna take a fruit punch.
yeah, it's just too much sugar. I'm just on wine right now. Wine is cool. Vodka. Do y'all mix y'all's alcohol? I mix my alcohol. Let me know in the comments.
What you mean? How you mix yours?
Because I don't drink just like wine by itself. I drink wine.
Yo.
Hey guys.
Man, this Gassa album is phenomenal.
Fire, hot fire.
Yeah, I give him so many props.
It's really good. It sounds like great.
It's very, very great quality. The lyrics, the beat, the sound, you know, like the features. Like, I mean, we just rocked through this thing over the past, hour and a half, 2 hours or whatnot, and I was in here like,
it sounds like he had so many people mixing his music.
Yeah.
So
Well, no.
Cute.
I think definitely for him to have only had one feature producer on there that was family or whatnot. Like he produced this album and wrote all the lyrics and mixed and mastered it and it served it to y'all real special and delicious. Like, so y'all get out here. It's on every platform. Download it. Support my man Gassa. The links will be, of course, all over my page. You can find it on my Facebook. You can find it on my Instagram. Of course, you can find it on the radio station's Instagram. It will definitely be on the website before the end of the week, man. Shout out to my man Gassa.
Gassa.
ENT. Gassa. Beats. BEATZ 88. The number 88. So, hey, shout out to my fam. I have Miss K DuBois on the line, and she is ready to talk to us about credit repair and about travel and about a lot of things that have been transpiring, you know, in her field of work due to the coronavirus. So, K DuBois, you there?
I'm here. Hi.
Ooh, wait, stop. Hey, no. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh, you done did something to her. Oh, man.
First of all.
Oh, man. Here we go.
Hey. Mama.
Am I on?
Why are you saying you have such a nice voice?
Hi. How are you?
Hey.
That is the beautiful Lacey Dow, my cohort / studio wifey.
You be quiet so we can talk.
Right.
So what you doing?
She over here. She doing the most. Well, first, I would love for you just to introduce yourself and tell everybody, you know, what you do, where they can find you, and then we can move into some questions.
Sure.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I would like to thank you guys for always bigging me up, and I love being a sponsor of this radio show. It's amazing. I watch every single week, so I'm very, very proud of you guys. And I'm super proud that I always see my logos in above Lacey's head.
Hey, you know what I'm talking about.
So I thank you guys so much for that. But basically, my name is Katie Bose. I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm definitely known for that, for jumping into markets that are very profitable. I'll get started with the credit repair because the travel is its own thing. So I'm sure we'll have some questions, or you guys may even have some questions.
Absolutely.
Travel and this whole coronavirus, but that's a whole nother subject. Right. So basically, I work with a credit repair company that's based out of Birmingham, Alabama. It's a very professional company. It is set up, and the setup of it is pretty much like as easy as purchasing a vehicle. We actually analyze and look at your credit and see what program we have that fits you best. So right now in the age and date that we're in, cash used to be king, but not any longer. Now you need good credit to be able to invest. You need good credit to be able to buy a home, invest in your business, and even get jobs at times. Certain positions, you need good credit. So it's very important that we not having good credit. Back in the day, we were able to just be like, oh, run it up. Run the credit card up. It's nothing. Right? But when you come at your latter part of life and into your adulthood, you begin to see that it really matters what you do. And merchants out there are really looking at your past and what you've done in the past as far as obtaining credit and how you spent. So it's very important as minorities, of course. My company is minority-based. It's for everybody, but it's minority-based because we are the ones that need to be enlightened the most.
Absolutely.
So it is just pretty much, it's great to start off with. We also have consultation for you. There's plenty of companies out here who, I'm sure you look on Instagram, you're looking on Facebook, you see plenty of companies that do credit repair, even some doing it in their backyard or in their garage, The difference with this company is not only do we have that professional catch, but you get what you pay for. So we're not one of those companies that, repair your credit and get the derogatory items off and not consult you on what to do now that you have good credit. We pretty much stick with you through the process. Our motto is changing lives one client at a time. So we don't want to see you back. We don't want to you to spend money with us again. We'll take it, no doubt. We'll take it. But we don't necessarily want you to because we want the experience that you had with us and fixing your credit to be life-changing, and you'll be able to actually obtain things that you've been wanting, get this level.
That's very true. That's very true. But it seems like we, like you said, minorities really have it the worst because I can't recall at any age that a person really told me how credit works or how important it is or how I need to keep my credit cards under 30%, usage and how, the loans and the car notes and the mortgages and how all those things factor and, how my on-time payments, what I'm saying, and all that stuff make it. Don't nobody ever teach you that.
And have parents and utilities.
Oh man, don't even talk about that. My mama in the building, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna have that conversation tonight.
Don't pay utilities.
It's the truth. It's the truth, you guys. But
don't put utilities in your name.
Yeah, you know that's what they did. I'm sorry, they did. Credit cards in our name, light bill in our name.
For real.
Before we even
goddamn Comcast.
For sure. But the thing about it is, the good part about it as millennials, and I'm not even considered a millennial. I don't know.
How old are you?
But
how old are you?
I'm 38.
Yes, you are a millennial.
Okay. So as a millennial, we have the opportunity to change the game, right? So right now, our little brothers, sisters, or children, we can actually tell them, listen, don't run it up. Don't run the credit card up. Get your credit good, and instead of going to apply for an apartment, by the time you're 21, you can own a home.
And then we can piggyback off of them and use their good credit to get our
Stop. You can. You have your own Netflix password and all.
No, actually, I don't use Netflix. I got a jailbroken Fire Stick.
Well, listen, hopefully by that time, if we have a 21-year-old in the game buying a home, we got,
we already got our shit together. No, 100. Absolutely. Absolutely.
At that point, we should have some buildings and businesses. And one thing about this period about, us, we don't leave our people anything. Not only do we not teach them about credit, we don't leave them anything, but mostly debt. So if our options has changed the norm, that's why I love helping. I literally love helping people. I'm still in the office, and it's 9 o'clock. I love helping people with credit. I absolutely love when my clients leave 5-star reviews. Oh my God, you changed my life. I bought a home. I bought a car. I mean, it gives me a rush just to know that.
Question, Kay, what's the biggest problem you see when you look at someone's credit? What's the one thing that most people overlook?
Overlook or the biggest?
Or like don't pay. Yeah.
The biggest debt problem that I see are repossession.
100.
Car repossession.
Yeah, I believe that because we let some flies rise and we get some cars when we get a little check and it'll be gone the next couple. Well, not me. I didn't have my car for 2 years, but but you know who you are.
That's the biggest thing that I see is the repossession and medical debt because of course, and oh my God, student loans.
Of course, student loans. I mean, and it's sad that you try to make yourself better. When you growing up, that's what they push you. They push school on you, school, college, whatever like that. And like over the past couple of years, college has really been to where there's people who have degrees or whatnot, and they either can't find jobs or can't find jobs of their caliber, like of their pay grade and things like that, regardless of what type of degree they have or whatnot. But they still got that debt though. You know what I'm saying? Like that don't stop. Shout out to the United States, land of the free and stuff like that.
Sally Mae.
And what that too, I mean, they have the power to wipe out our debt. They've been talking about it, so they can do it.
They haven't. We have.
I'll tell you guys another thing that we don't tap into is opportunities. Student loan forgiveness.
Right.
Opportunities for all type of grants that we can get as minorities. That's a whole nother conversation. But
it is a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation because it takes a whole lot to go in to even do that and linking with the right people who even know how to do that.
It doesn't.
And the cost
it really does
not. My little sister graduated college. She just got her degree. She joined the army, going officer, whatever. She went to a 4-year university. First, she started at community college because it is expensive. So she's able to afford her associates, and then from associates move into, an actual college in her last 2 years at her bachelor's. Anyways, my little sister she had enough people around her who had done it and failed, who was able to help her. Now she graduated college with 0 debt. She never had to take a single loan. She really made sure that those scholarship applications were done, those essays were done, those grant applications were filled out. She hounded my mom, and sometimes in the minority community, because your parents didn't go to college or because they don't know, it's like, I don't want to give my tax information to so-and-so and so-and-so.
I mean, not only that, parents in a certain tax bracket, you don't get too much help with school and all those other things.
But in a certain tax bracket.
That's true.
When it comes to you being an adult, though, and kind of handling your business on your own, it's certain grants out there. It's as easy as Google. Research, taking the time to research, taking the time to tap in and look up some options that help you.
You're right.
There's military programs if you've been in the VA. If your parents have been in the VA. I mean, there's military home loans. There's a lot of options out there that we sometimes just say, oh, that's too much red tape, and we just say we can't do it.
Right.
And that's flowing back into credit repair. There's so many people that will go out and buy J's and hair and weave, and we clean down to the socks, but we won't invest, $1,500 to get our credit repaired.
Right, or pay our car notes. Or get insurance.
Yeah.
100.
So it's just backwards. It's backwards, and now I'm glad that I'm in a position to bring enlightenment. I care more about my credit. It's making my family care more about their credit, and working with this amazing company is just like, it's top notch because it's professional. I have, one of my very close coworkers, Jessica Humler. She's bomb at what she does. She can take care of anybody all day long. We do this nationwide. I wish we did it further, but we do this nationwide, and most of our clients are not, in Georgia. Most of our clients are from, the West Coast or from the far East Coast, like, New York, places like that. I'll tell you this, people, I don't know if it's because of the bracket of pay, but people on the West Coast, they have no problem getting their credit repaired, dropping whatever they need to drop to get their credit repaired.
I think it's because it's a necessity.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Yeah, being in the West Coast, it's money to live out there, and it takes money to make money. And like you said earlier, like your jobs looking at your credit, you will get an apartment. You move to LA, you're from Missouri. You haven't monitored your credit. You move to LA, you realize you can get a basic job at a Del Taco, or you can't get the apartment that you want.
For real, that's real. So not to cut you off, but you and I, we have known each other for a very long time, and you kind of have a background in money, because when we initially met each other, you was like in finance and things like that. Yeah. So did that kind of help you move into the credit repair type of thing? Because I know even in finance you saw a whole lot of bad deals. Now you're saying you see it on like credit reports and things like that or whatnot. That's like, from finance to repairing credit is like a big shift, but in a sense they also kind of go hand in hand. Me knowing that because I was in the car business or whatnot. But how like your transition, your shift, how did that come about?
I feel like I was in the car business for 13 years, so I feel like if you've been in the car business, you can do anything. I mean, it's just like a real it's a real business that changes all the time. Yes, all the time. You always have to be adaptable to change when you're in finance, especially. But the transition just came because I seen the need that I've always worked for second chance, car dealerships. That's where, true. They exhausted all of their funds, or they're not even looking at their credit to see they could have went straight into a regular dealership, and got a better rate and a better deal. That we're just used to getting the underlying things.
Oh yeah.
So we just go where
we go with the deal. Whoever says yes first.
Right. Not knowing we can go and might be able to get a car for $0 down.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
The transition just came and me saying, hey, I would rather be the person that's able to, approve somebody faster, than to help them to get approved faster for their items and be able to go in and get whatever they want whenever they want to. Right. Versus being the person who has to drop the hammer you can only get this 1998 Buick, you know what I'm saying, because of your credit. Mm-hmm. Because that's how it goes in finance. Finance is a very hard job because people work hard and deserve the best. You can only give them what the lender says they deserve. So the transition is pretty easy in that now I'm pretty much on the other end helping people to be able to get whatever they want to get, to have financial knowledge and know they don't have to be stuck in a certain tax bracket. If you want to be an entrepreneur, be a legit entrepreneur. True. And you can really make money at what it is that you do. That's one thing. We go to school, like Lacey was saying, you go to school, and like you were saying, you go to college for all this money, you have student loans, right? But it's not even what you want to do.
In most cases, that's true. It's something somebody kind of pushed you into doing in a lot of cases, unless you had the freedom to choose. But
absolutely,
yeah, absolutely, I totally agree. So, travel. You do a whole lot of traveling, of course, and you're a travel agent or whatnot. What is the most favorite place you've ever been?
Oh, I'm going to answer that, but I like to just recap on credit and just get my information out on that before we go into the travel.
Yeah, cool.
So, the company is called 800 Credit Now. We can be reached at www.800creditnow.com. We're also on Instagram at 800 Credit Now. Make sure you check out our 5-star reviews. I am featured on there several times. My clients love me. And if you need your credit repaired, if you think you do, have free consultation. I also wanted to I know that you also wanted me to share, show in reference to what out there makes us different, or, what's one thing about credit that we can provide that other companies can't. So, and that knowledge of that. So many people don't know there's 42 other data collector companies out there outside of the big three that we know, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. There's 42 other data collector companies that collect your credit data. We actually challenge those companies as well. That's why our formula works so good for our credit repair, because we are actually challenging all of these companies with inaccuracy.
We're getting to it at the root.
We're challenged together.
We're
getting to it at the root. We're going extensively to make sure this stuff comes off and stays off. So make sure you holler at us. You can reach me at 404-220-7679 directly. That's my credit repair line. You can also reach us at 800 and you'll get any rep, myself, Jessica. We also have a Spanish rep by the name of Renee. If it's anybody that you know that needs that number is 1-844-422-2426. And I can be reached there at extension 113.
All right, awesome. And yes, and then all that information will be on our website by the end of the week. Check our resources page, and you'll have easy access to that information. Oh yeah, we were talking about your favorite place to be, and then I'm gonna let Lacey ask you a couple questions that she may have.
For sure. So my favorite place ever. It's so many. I think the best place I've ever been is Cayman. Well, not Cayman Island. That was good though. I've been so many places, you guys. I would say the place that I actually had the best time was Puerto Rico, San Juan, Puerto Rico. Okay. I've been to a lot of Caribbean islands, but San Juan was just like really epic. I felt like a local. I was dancing, didn't know what I was doing, all that good stuff. So I would say that San Juan, Puerto Rico was my most favorite place I've been so far.
Okay. So what drew you into travel agency?
So traveling has been my passion forever. I've always been a traveler. I've always been, that girlfriend that gets all the girls together to go on the trip or go to the cabin. And a good friend of mine, a colleague of mine, came to me and was like, there's no reason why, Kay, you're not a travel agent. There's no reason why you shouldn't be. You're already putting together the trips. You're just not making the money. So travel is really my passion. It's my escape goal. It's the way that I get humble. I come back to, just realizing that, God, I'm just a little bitty pea in this big world. So it's really a humbling experience for me when I travel. I feel like I can really be myself. So I feel like that's my destiny. And so I'm meant to do that and have other people experience that same feeling that I do when I'm like in the middle of the ocean looking at tropical fish, So I love to travel, and it's really something that's my passion, and I love to share that feeling of being abroad with other people. So that's what I feel like I've gotten to travel. This is my 5th year, by the way. My anniversary was a week ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so your anniversary that's where you going?
I'm about to get ready to go to, with all this stuff going on, dang.
In kind of touching on that, I'm sure it has been a real pain and a headache because people don't want to travel. My mom was going to Africa. She's going back to Africa. Oh yeah, you knew my mom went there. She's going back to Africa. She's going to Ghana this time, and she's not nervous at all to travel. Right. But I know it's a lot of people who are nervous to travel, and it's a lot going on. And then you have like the little scares, like the things that's going on. Even here, the school's closing and whatever. It's kind of like, do I really want to book that trip?
Right. Well, let me tell you a little bit of information. I was doing my due diligence in researching because my clients are calling and they are canceled. So the thing about it statistically, it's more people die from the flu, okay, this year than this virus. It's something new. I believe and this is just me speaking. This is not like a fact. This is my opinion. I believe it's a lot of media hype around it. I can remember a time where I went through this in the travel industry as well. I don't know if you guys could remember, but Dominican Republic, when they had the whole, they all the liquor scare. I went through the same thing. People were canceling. People were mad because they couldn't go. But that's blown over, and now my clients are back, traveling back to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just another hurdle in a sense.
I think it's something that's going to blow over. I think if you're really cautious, that you'll be fine with travel. The thing is, don't believe the hype. Until I breathe my last.
You get the facts.
Yeah, until I breathe my last breath, I'm going to live my life. We can sit here scared, scared to go, scared to do things, or we actually live. Be precautions. Bring your lights off. Bring your wipes to ease your mind. You know, make sure you're clean and sanitary and live your life, because you got to think about, these industries are not going to lose money for long. You can't. I mean, they're not.
They scare you
they're
to
not
get your
gonna
money.
close,
You know.
Absolutely, they're not going to close ports, because that's the way that cruise. Those countries, that's how they make their money. They make their money from us. So we're talking about shutting down whole industries and countries that need jobs, and they make that from people traveling. It's not going to last forever, just in my opinion.
We should still believe the hype, because coronavirus is literally out there. It's not made up. But practice cleanliness and understand that the people who are most susceptible to acquiring coronavirus are the same people who are the most susceptible to acquiring the flu.
Yeah, definitely. Your seniors, people with weak immune systems,
children,
of course, children,
toddlers,
yeah, exactly,
and adults who maybe did not get their flu shots. So it is a real thing, and because it is a real thing,
for sure.
And the news is out there, and the information is out there. And Corona itself is not a new virus; it's actually an old virus. This particular strain is all that's actually somewhat new.
Because they soup that shit up with
right.
extra 4 strands of HIV. So
right. Stop there. No, but it's true. This particular strain is something that's somewhat new. The virus itself is not new. Do your research and don't just listen to Fox News or what, ABC pundits are telling you. Practice cleanliness like we should already be doing.
100. Wash your goddamn hands.
And make sure that you're up on your vaccines. The people that are getting this virus and that are dying from this virus, statistically, are people who have not gotten their shots or their immunizations done. They're also the people who
I'm sorry, I'm not taking no flu shot.
And that's fine. If you haven't got the flu, you could probably be in the same room as somebody with corona and still not get it. The people who are getting this virus are
I'm not about to be in a room with nobody with corona.
You don't know if you are or you're not.
Because I'm not about to be around no fucking
really
body.
You really don't know.
I told you that. I know y'all niggas better not be around no niggas with no corona, man. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be right here. I'm gonna either be at the radio station, I'm gonna be at work, or I'm gonna be at home. If you motherfuckers bring me the corona, bruh, then we gonna have a fucking problem.
I work in a pharmacy. That's what I do in my day job. This is maybe the first message. I work in a pharmacy, and I just want to tell people to just normal habits that you've already been taught to practice, and make sure.
Everybody haven't been taught. You gotta tell them.
You guys have been taught to wash your hands.
No, you don't know.
Yes, you have.
Cleanliness. So wash your body. Wash your hands. You know what I'm saying? The vitamins, the
No, don't do all these weird African
no, I'm not
self-remedies. I'm a
self-remedy
kind of girl.
But I'm definitely a vitamin type of person.
If you take vitamin C and you already have the flu, guess what? You already have the flu.
B and I take, but I'm not when I get the flu. I'm talking about on a regular regimen. That's what I do. Not when the shit happens.
You should have started your regular regimen a month or two ago or years ago.
That's what I'm saying. That's my. I be in the gym. I take my vitamins.
You should not be in the gym unless you're making sure that you actually clean down the equipment.
I do. I wipe. I mean, look, I wipe down all my equipment when I go in the gym. You can catch me at Planet Fitness, and I wipe down all my equipment. I wipe it down before I get on it.
These hoes be lying
when I get off it. I'm not one of these hoes that be lying. Y'all can check the footage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do not play because I don't want nobody's germs, and I'm not trying to give nobody whatever my cooties is. I ain't got none, but still, okay.
Being a part of the minority community, I travel a lot. I've traveled personally to so many places. And what I have found, being an Afro-American woman, is that my friends don't be showing up. So let's talk about affordability.
Can't friends show up.
Affordability. I want you to tell me.
Lacey, don't get me started on people not showing up. I have to literally, because you're going to run into that everybody, you're going to have people, that's with anything. You're going to have leaders, you're going to have followers. You're going to have people that's about their business and people who are just talking. So the thing about it is I had to literally start a travel group with strangers. And they travel more with me than my own friends.
Right.
They turned into friends. I'm in your travel
because
group.
their friends eat
You know what I'm
travel
saying?
either.
Yeah, but I'm in your travel group, and y'all are friends. Y'all seem like friends anyway. You know what I'm saying?
But guess what? We all met on Facebook. We all met in this group because we're minority women who love to travel, and we're actually serious about traveling. We've been sisterhood. We've had this group for about
I'm sure you did.
We developed the sisterhood through traveling. So now, I mean, we've been to Mexico. We've been on a wine tour to Tennessee. We do about 3 to 4 different trips a year. But women come from all over the country that I never met before in my life to travel with me. And then we develop a friendship from there, and then we continue on, because we're serious about travel. We see that because we show up, we pay, we make sure, that we're there. But yeah, like you gotta maybe get you some travel partners.
No, I just throw it out there because there are people who don't travel. I have military friends, and so my friends do be showing up because
Okay.
But there are so many women I know whose friends really don't be showing up, and it's like a running joke in the black community. Like, don't make travel plans with black folks
for real, because they ain't coming.
I say leave them.
What are some stereotypes though? Like, what are some stereotypes? What are some things that prohibit a lot of minorities from traveling that you've encountered? And what's some advice that you would give them?
I think it's just being afraid to be in a new environment. I'm originally from New Orleans, and I know for sure what I can actually attest to is there's people in New Orleans that just are scared to go somewhere else. That's all they know. That's all they want to do, because they're comfortable there. And I think that we're just afraid to explore because we just want to be, comfortable. I think if we step outside of our comfort zone, we will, have a
travel all over the place.
With life.
You be in Africa. Let me tell you, like while I was growing up, like as a little kid, my mama, she never went nowhere. She would never go nowhere. She wouldn't ride no car. She wouldn't get on no plane. She wouldn't get on no bus. She wouldn't none of that. You know what I'm saying? My mama started going to Florida, and she's a traveling nurse. She started going to Florida. Once she took that plane over to Florida, now she over in Africa and all different kind of places and stuff. I'm like, what, man? You never used to go nowhere. That's like a big leap from not wanting to go and do nothing to just wanting to be way across the globe or whatnot. So yeah, that's true. Once you step out of your comfort zone or whatnot, there's no limit to the things that you can do or the things that you would be capable of.
Right.
For real.
Absolutely. I actually specialize in group travel. I do individual travel. I do honeymoons, but I specialize in group. So how do you want to, once everything blows over, and we go back to our hot girl summer. Get at me on your group travel. I love to plan trips, and I make sure that your time is amazing and you have some amazing amenities while you're there. You're definitely going to get the wow factor. My business is called De La Creme Travel, and that's pretty much from Creme de la Creme, the best of the best.
Right.
So you definitely want to use me again once you travel with me. So after this scare is over, I'm sure it won't last long. And ladies, you're right, the virus is real, but hopefully we'll get it contained and be able to continue to live our lives.
100.
Live our best life.
100.
Sure.
Because I need a hot girl summer. Y'all, hey, with these plane tickets right now, though,
the plane tickets popping though. You know what I'm saying, for the ones who ain't.
Literally, I saw a girl post. She just booked her plane ticket from Chicago to Greece, and I like Greece. I never flew from Chicago to Greece, but I do like Greece. And her plane ticket was $300 with taxes.
Get the out of here, bruh. Are you serious?
The prices are so low right now.
I need to go.
I'm just gonna put my mask on.
I got a vacation. I need to go. But I hate to wrap it up real quick, but we do have another interview tonight. McKay is always a special thing talking to you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all your knowledge. Again,
thank you for having me. I appreciate the support.
Once you go ahead, tell us your Instagram.
So my Instagram is De La Creme Travel. That's DelaCreme Travel. De La Creme Travel. Go on there and check me out. Check out some of the trips that I've planned and plan yours next.
Are there pictures of you there or?
pictures of me, of the groups I've traveled with, just different content.
I'm gonna check it out.
Everything.
Make sure the face and the body match.
Oh yeah, and of course you'll also be able to find all that information on our website www.letusblastu. That is the letter U, not the word U.com. Hey.
And that is K. Du Bois. So they like creme
Thank you for having me,
truffle.
Truth Session.
Thank you for coming.
Hey, all right, man.
So cute.
We just wrapping it and getting through it tonight.
Hey, feels for the girl.
You are now rocking on All Blacks Radio Atlanta, home of $5 spin and #1 station for independent artists.
She always get me up there.
My bad. I do.
All the time to make a love connection.
You know what I'm saying?
Kay got a cute boy.
Okay.
I just want to,
You gonna connect
Love
all of
Kay.
that. Her and these voices, you know what I'm saying?
I love a
She love a good voice.
I love a good
all right.
voice.
So look, y'all. We got Antoine Ant Banks in the building, checking in. You already know we do unfortunately have to take a quick break, but we're gonna come back. We're gonna ask him some questions. We're gonna get some information. We're gonna wrap it up for tonight because I need to spend some time with my mom. So man, shout out to everybody who's tuned in. I hope y'all been sharing, liking, posting.
Thanks, Daddy, for sharing.
Thanks, Daddy, for sharing. Thank you.
My real dad.
Oh, my bad.
Not
Daddy.
Zaddy.
Thank you. That's a whole different daddy, my bad. You know what I'm saying?
Daddy. My real dad shit.
Yeah, okay.
I love him.
Right, he got a whole bunch of bangers.
I got hands.
I need a free for the weekend. I need a free for the weekend. She took off her money, she tweaking. She said this is harder for me. I got a free for the weekend. Bustin' that poppin' for me. We can do this every weekend. I need a free for the weekend. I got a freak every weekend. Every weekend, yellow bones weekend. She pop a pill and get tough for the weekend. She saw me slow while I roll up the deck. I smack her ass and I hit from the back. Got her face in the pillow while she going back. Her pussy crazy, that head is retarded. Pussy stay wet like a fucking tsunami. We get it started, we lit to the moon. I'ma beat it up like a condo.
I like this shit right here.
This is my favorite one. This is the first time I played it, but it's my favorite one.
Oh, you played it first?
Yeah. I like Freaky. I was just one of
Oh, this is one.
Yeah.
Production is crazy.
That's why I said it's a club joint. That shit rock, girl. Like you get this whole album. Yeah, exactly. I know. I'm single. That's what I told him.
It's real this beat.
She freaky. I need a free for the weekend. She took off her money, she tweaking. She sucking, she swallowed for me. I got a free for the weekend. Bustin' that woman for me. We can do this every weekend. I need a free for the weekend. I got a freak every weekend. She a big f***ing nigga. Go through it back, I catch her. Put that ass on big and look heavy. Go make that catch.
You know what?
Get it up, touch your toe, make it jiggle. She gon' turn up for the weekend. She gon' buzz it up for a check.
Put this chair in the corner and pull this chair around. It's gonna sit you up a little higher so you won't be down into the mic.
You're gonna record him? You're gonna record him?
Yes, that's what I said. Pull this chair around. That's what I said. Put this over here. Yeah, put this over. Pull this one right here. When I started this interview, I can turn this mic up. So I can see how it is.
You want me to record the whole thing?
As much as you can. No, just record it straight out.
Okay.
Yeah. But turn it sideways. Yeah.
She freaky.
Oh, that's it. He's a business camera.
I need a free for the weekend.
I like that song too.
Yes, you got that fire, man.
That's the one.
Right?
That's the
I like
one.
that
That's that
song
one.
too.
No, that's what I said.
You chose the wrong favorite song show.
No, this is the one I picked. I said Freaky.
Oh, Freaky!
Yeah,
That's why I played it again. You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
She's
That's
freaky.
what I do. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Freaky. Hey, so man, we are so happy to be here with Antoine and Banks right here, live in the studio. He is, of course, a published author. He has his own publishing company. He has an insurance business as well. And a whole lot of side things that we can help us.
Serial
And let us. Yeah, he is. He is definitely a serial entrepreneur. And a very, very talented individual. We've had a night full of very, very talented individuals tonight.
It's true, including ourselves.
I mean.
Okay.
I'll die across that one, okay? So, again, do me a favor and tell us, like, where can we find you? Tell us a little bit about yourself before we break into our questions.
Instagram, Antoine_ANT_Banks. That's Instagram. Website, AntoineBanks.com, PrintHouseBooks.com, AndersonRogersAssociates.com, insurance company.
Wonderful.
All the fun stuff.
Okay, so what is VIP Inc. Productions? I'm gonna start out with that because, of course, I did my research and I got to, checking out your page and looking up information and looking at your books and everything like that. So I am happy to say that I actually received one of like your very first books, like made. I still have it. It's like I meant to bring it. I meant to
That's
bring
how I
it.
met you, right?
That is how we met at the club through
right,
the.
right,
you know what I'm saying? It was all
right.
fam, of course. Strokers is nothing but love. That's like the office. You know what I'm saying, or whatnot. But yes, I did. I had got one of your very, very first books made.
That was the first one.
Wonderful. Okay, so the very first book made, which I still have. Ooh, I meant to bring it tonight, but I already got it signed, so I didn't bring it. But it was a very, very amazing book. And then when I got to doing like all my research, because of course, I fell off. I wasn't up on game, but he also has two more, right? It's a trilogy. It's the part 2 and a part 3 or whatnot. It's called it's Made, and I love urban novels or whatever. So boom, man, you got the man right here. You know what I'm saying? We got the man right here. Okay. And not only that, he is an Amazon bestseller. Yeah. For hip hop history, volumes 1 through 3. Amazon best-selling author for all the many books that you have going. So man, so many accolades and everything like that. Like, what got you into writing?
That's interesting. I remember being in high school and college, and I used to hate, English and writing class. But
it's different. Yeah,
I used to hate it, but the teachers always thought I was good at it, so I just did enough to pass, right? And I remember going to college, and that's when everything changed. When I was in college, and I was in writing class, and I was going to be an architecture engineer, and I decided after 1 year to leave college and go into the Army. And then my writing teacher, she put me to the side and like, you got a gift, you need to, focus. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm out. And that was the last time I really did some writing. That was like 91.
Oh,
and
wow.
then I went in the Army and all that. And then I just did I did one tour, got out, and was married, and I was in Las Vegas. And
we're at the same
book,
people.
And the book took place in Las Vegas.
Right, it took place in Las Vegas. So after I moved to Vegas, Sin City, marriage didn't last long after that, of course. Ended up getting separated and divorced. And I was working at the post office. I was a vet, so it was easy. But I'm in the post office. I'm sitting there. I'm going to work every day, 6 days a week. Only day I had off was Sunday. My checks, my ex-wife was getting. I'm like, I said, dude, this ain't the damn life right here. I can't do this, right? So that position was only I think they call it like the 10th position at that time. Post office was like a tour. I forgot what casualty or something. I forgot what they called it. Anyway, it was a part-time position. Anyway, once that tour was up, I had to find some work, and they had this job available at the strip club for a DJ. And I did some DJing in the military, whatever. So I went and I lied, like, yeah, I did DJing overseas, like Cobra Gold and all that shit. So he was like, "Oh, you got a good DJ voice. We can train you." I was like, "All right, cool, that'll work." Right. So they trained me, everything. So I ended up being a DJ, a bartender, and part-time. So I was DJing like 2 days a week and bartending like twice a week, right? Okay. So, I'm working, I'm bartending at the strip club. I'm geeked up. I ain't worried about the money. I was like, all right.
Right there. We was there. Yeah. I was there.
I mean, jamming, right? So, long story short, between that time, I ended up getting back with my wife, right? Oh. So when I got back with her, and I took the job at the strip club, she was like, "What the fuck is you doing?"
Right? Bro, that wasn't the move.
I'm like, listen. The post office temporary, and then when they hire again, they're gonna call me back, but I get some money coming in. I said, whatever. We had an argument all this shit. I had them sleep on the couch for like a week. So I said, I gotta get off this damn couch, right? So I had to figure some shit out. So I'm at the club, I'm DJing, and at the end of the night, this was 95, 96. At the end of the night, I'm going home with like $400, $500 in cash, right? In Vegas, the grocery store is open 24 hours. So I start by the grocery store, buy groceries, I go home, bam, 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 do that shit. I put a knot on the dresser, right? I said, "That's yours." I said, "Yeah, that's yours," right? Trying to smooth it over. You still need to quit. All right, whatever, right? Next day, I did the same thing. Mm-hmm. So, what time you got to go in?
That tune changed.
Right, what time you got to go
She's
in?
Singing
right?
now.
So, we had a call to listen. So, I said, well, go in this house, stay in this house, don't tell your parents what I'm doing because it's going to be some bullshit. Just, whatever, right? So, anyway, that went on for a little while, and one of her girlfriends, she had told, and they going to lunch, she's spending one. She's like, well, that club we work at is totally new. All the clubs are new, right? So she asked me, I was like, yeah, well, I'm looking at those girls, right? So I'm in there DJing. After we had this conversation, I went to work, DJing, and then one of the girls said, "Hey, Aunt, your wife here." I'm like, what? What you talking about? She comes to the DJ booth in a trench coat with heels on.
Ah, she trying to dance?
No, she wasn't trying to dance. She came. I said, "What the fuck? What you doing?" Right? I said, "Oh shit!" She opened the coat, had a 2-piece on, like.
Oh, she was coming to show you what you're missing.
Right. So like,
wow. Home.
Right? So.
Jesus, she lit.
Man, all the girls like everything was cool. So after that, it was a good thing she did that. After that was cool, so I had no problem. So I ended up working, making some decent money, and all this happened like during the first week. So the second week came, and we got paid by check, and I got cash from the girls every night.
Right.
So I got a check and I got cash, and then when they paid me the check, they gave me cash too. I'm like, what the fuck? What is this? and I had a 401k. I'm tripping.
It was good.
Right.
It was good back then.
What the hell's going on? So they took me upstairs to meet the boss. Come to find out I was working for the fucking mafia.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
So he sat me down like, "Yo, you good?" He said, "All you gotta do is do this, do that. Everything will be good. We have no problems. Cause you're a good guy. You're a good worker. We'll train you." I'm like, "All right, cool, whatever."
That's cool.
So they moved me from day shift to night shift, 5 days a week. I'm making like 6 stacks in cash a week, not counting the checks, not counting the tips they give me at the end of the week, right? So I'm doing all this shit. I'm in heaven. I think I made it, all right? So after all that, and I end up getting divorced anyway, because I'm there every night, right? So, one thing led to another. That shit go, I end up, doing what men do. And
you cheated?
Of course I cheated. Strip club, 24, 25, yes, I did.
Of course you did.
But, after all that, and that was over, I ended up coming, I took a vacation, came down south, and stayed for a little bit, went back, and end up leaving, and so I'm going back down south and stay. I'm done with the West Coast because I had all my family was down here, So I came back down this way and ended up opening up a strip club down south. Did that for like 12 years, And then when it ended, that's what took me into writing. Because when I ended it, I moved to Charlotte, and I said, well, shit, club gone. I got to find another hustle. So I was smoking some good herb on the deck. So I'm gonna write. Fuck it. So I'm gonna write my story. So Made is inspired by true events. Okay. I mean, the core Made is true stuff. You know, the murders, all that kind of crazy shit, but it's true. So that's where the story came from. And then I woke up the next morning after I wrote it, and I realized, like, damn, did I write this? And I just kept writing. And I had a friend of mine. She was a writer also, kind of like my muse, and she was like, this shit is hot. Yeah. She said, but you can go a little bit deeper because I know you, right? So then I went deeper, and that's how I started.
So,
that's how I started.
So you say you owned a strip club?
I did.
Can I be a stripper?
Yeah. What you asking me? Can you be one, or do you have what it takes? What you asking me?
I'm saying, like, if I walked in your office, like Diamond walked in, old dude.
that is so TV. You know what I'm saying? I mean, don't get me wrong.
That's TV, but go ahead. I got the answer.
I want to be a stripper, and I want to work at your club. What would you say?
Now, talking about today's day or back then? It depends. The difference.
Back then, because I don't got the surgery for today.
Yeah, of course. You exactly.
Oh my God.
Exactly.
She would never be so endeared by the fact that she could be a stripper.
And you would make a lot of money. And you would make a lot of money too.
Okay, wait. So, from author to author, what is your process like? Because for me, I like to like listen to like slow music, nothing too fast that's gonna distract me. But I don't like I don't always like complete. I do like silence, but sometimes I like to like get in a mood and then I could just write for hours. What's your process?
My process is when I first started, it was kind of like that, but I knew that I wanted to make a living from writing, so I had to figure out a way to produce a certain amount of books a year. Yeah. So I came up with a formula where I can put out 3 to 4 books a year. Yeah. And I stick to that formula. And what I do first is once I decide the title, what I'm going to write about, I outline it. Once I outline it, then I write 10 to 15 pages a day. So if I write 10 to 15 pages a day for 30 days, I got a book in a month. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. So doing that, and like the time, like the book she had when I first did it, I was self-published, trying to find a publisher, and it wasn't working out. And I really didn't want a publisher because I wanted all my money, right? So by accident, I kind of like, trial and error, found out how to start a publishing company and end up getting a publishing company, getting global distribution. And then I put all my books out myself. And then I had a couple of friends that was writers, and they were like, hey, bro, you need to go ahead and let,
put me on.
So I put them down, put them on contract. And the shit just started growing from there.
That's 100.
Started growing.
That's 100. Yeah. I think it's a lot of books too. So y'all definitely.
I got like 18, I think, or 17, something like that.
That's what I'm saying. So really, a whole lot of books. So y'all go check this out. I'm peeking just a little bit. So, what type of advice would you give to someone who is like, kind of like you, they done went through their story, their life, and they started writing or whatnot, and let's say they stuck. What do you do like for writer's block?
When you say stuck, you mean writer's block? Writer's block, to me, if you get writer's block, that means you're not supposed to be writing, because I think that writing should be authentic and it should flow. If you gotta force it, then it ain't gonna be good.
Yeah, 100.
Right?
That's how I am with my music.
But do you think that
I mean, that's me. That's my process.
I don't necessarily ever get like writer's block as much as sometimes I'm just kind of like, okay, there's so many ways that this story can go, because I write screenplays and I write books. So it's like, there's so many ways that this story can go to lead to where I need it to go per outline, right? Like, what scene do I want next, or what what do I want to open up next? So sometimes like that could be writer's block, and it could take a week or two for you to like sit on it and think, do I want the next scene to open up with these two characters or these two characters? Has this character and this character spending enough time together? Have I really developed this particular?
She got a movie mind. She be
so I don't think that writer's block necessarily means that it's unnatural. As much as like sometimes you do get stuck with your thoughts, because because you're creative. Sometimes a creative mind
Well, you know what? You're exactly right. But with me, what I learned to do is just condition myself. You know, we get from military. You just condition yourself. You know, this is it. This is what I'm going to go with, and this is what I want to happen. Now, if it's a situation where it can be two outcomes, I go with the one that bring the biggest wow factor, right? The biggest wow factor, and also I like to surprise the reader, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might think the story. Oh yeah, this is gonna happen. Then I'll do a completely left turn, you know, and make stuff happen. But at the same time, you got to keep in mind as a writer that the sky's the limit, and you're in control, and you can do whatever you want and say whatever you want. So, and my thing, and then she read the books. I'm big on detail.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm detail is where the magic is.
Yeah.
So you can get that detail. You can create that vibe, that visuals where the reader can feel it, see it, smell it, touch it, all that. Oh, you good. You winning.
You're right.
You winning.
That's what I love about. So a good story for me is one where I can read, but I'm watching it.
Exactly.
And
Movie.
There are so many people that are writers, and I like to use quotations because anybody can write.
Right.
Right? But to be a writer means that what's on the screen, and this is screenplay, this is skit, this is book, this is blog. If I'm reading your work and I can literally see, feel, experience, the detail is so deep that it doesn't feel like it's like prolonged, like too much detail, but it's enough to where it keeps me engaged. It's still gripping, and I'm actively seeing this man touch this woman's body, and I'm actively seeing his hand rise up her leg. I'm not confused about which hand.
I mean, to me, when I'm writing, I love when I get to those scenes, especially on the erotic scenes. When it comes to the love scenes, I love going deep into detail.
Yeah.
And I reach back to, you know, feelings and things that everybody are familiar with, you know. I mean, from like, you know, everybody touched the stove and got burned, right? Everybody been outside when it was so hot you can look down the street and you can see, you know, the glare coming out. Right. So when you start describing that stuff, right, you describe that, and then you kind of, to the reader's mind, you kind of like, okay, set it up where they can think about how hot it is, and they see that, and everything falls into place. You know, once everything falls into place, and if you're a good writer and you love what you're doing, once you got the reader in that pocket, you control them. They lost. They yours from here on out. Wherever you go, they going.
Do you have a favorite? So if you were gonna impress somebody, you're like, oh, I'm a writer, maybe. I wrote a couple of books, and you gotta be humble. And they're like, oh my gosh, have you? And you're like, oh my gosh, read me something. Okay, do you have like a specific something that you go to in any of your books?
You know what? It depends on what that person likes to read, or what I'm trying to get across to that person. Because one of the beautiful things about being a self-published writer, and you can do different genres. I write in like several genres. You know, when I first started writing, like I was saying, you know, May was inspired by true events, but and after May, so were the 4 or 5 after that. It was all truth. A lot of truth was in those. But then I came to a point in my life like I want to empower. I want to, you know, not just write for the hell of it. I want to teach and leave some knowledge, you know. And then you start seeing books like Prison for Profit, Gate Key, Turn Your High School Education into Millions and stuff like that. Fear, Influence That Heart, you know, about bullying and all kind of stuff like that. So everything starts to come out. And what kind of happened and got me there was I remember I went to L.A. I had a book show in L.A. And then this life coach came up to me and we was talking. And he read, you know, he was reading Made, and he read the synopsis and everything. And he asked me an interesting question. He said, do you, in your books, do you die in the books? I'm like, hell no. He said, okay. Like, hell,
why would
never.
I die in the books?
But some people do. See what I'm saying? So he had a purpose for asking that question. So after that, he was like, okay, so what do you think next? I said, well, this is a journey. You know, I'm going on a journey, and wherever the vibe and the energy that's coming down to write, that's what I write. You know what I mean? I'm sure it's going to change down the road, but this is where I'm at now.
Right.
And also at that event, what happened for me, I'm in this big ass hall, you know, like banquet hall, and all these authors. It a few Karen White, D from What's Happening, a few celebrities was in there, right? And I met some guys from here at the time. One of the doctors had a show on BT. We talked, we linked up and everything. But what that did for me, being a businessman and business minded, I'm like, you know what? This is too crowded. I said, I need to stand out. I gotta own my shit. I gotta own a publishing company. I can't be.
This is the writer.
Yeah, with it, I can't. I mean, I'm not happy. Right, so I had to end up put myself, that kind of like put me in another position, right, and kind of gave me the fire to get deep into my research and to get everything out of the publishing and get the global distribution, find out how everything works, and here I am.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
100. Me too. Wow. So, yeah, I mean, I was already hooked. Like I said, I love the book. I definitely, I would be hopping online. I would be grabbing part 2 and part 3 because I have not read it yet.
So working on 4.
See, you know,
you read on
my way
on 4.
behind. I got a whole lot
That's
of
like,
I'll be ready. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I be going. That's part of the reason I've been going to South America for the past 3 years, is to get that authenticity, that vibe. Because one of the characters, if you remember in the first book, he was from, the Colombian guy.
Right.
Okay. So I'm over there. Man, I'm over there staying in the hoods. I'm everywhere.
Okay.
I mean,
he said he needed a genuine feel. He's like, man, I love that.
I love
that.
Love the food and the women.
And the women. And the weather.
Colombian women?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She really. Okay. Well, I'm gonna take your word for it, bro.
Take my word for it.
But
the food is awesome.
So if I travel, I typically stay obviously within tourist areas, and I get a driver, all that fun stuff. But I also like to do city tours and actually engage with locals, right? Any country I've ever gone to, I've engaged with the locals, and I'm eating at their homes, not just because most people, if they live in a touristy area, they have restaurants out of their homes, or they make plates, or whatever.
Right.
And so, but the food is so good.
It's awesome. It's delicious. And then I go 4 times a year, and every time I come back home, I'm like, shit, I gotta eat this shit.
Gotta get your Colombian girl.
I'm gonna have to taste me some Colombian, clearly.
She's melanated.
I had a Venezuelan girl over there.
Is she melanated?
She likes your complexion.
Okay, good. I like that.
Okay, that works. That works. So not only are you a writer and a publisher, but you also own an insurance company. Right. And you spoke a little bit on it earlier about some of the specials that you guys have going on or whatnot. But what made you move into insurance?
Yeah.
Good question. Well, like most anybody, insurance to me, in the beginning, before I got into it, was boring. Something that you had to have that's mandated by the government that you got no choice. You feel like you're forced to have it, right?
That's a whole lot of money.
So, a friend of mine was like, "Hey, bro, I'm going to take this insurance class for a week." I'm like, "Dude, ain't no damn insurance." He's like, "Bro, trust me." I said, "Make me want to go." So we sat down, we had lunch, and he explained to me how it works. And after he explained to me how it works, and me being a businessman, let's go, right?
Because insurance company it is.
Here's the thing about insurance. Insurance is residual money. Insurance is compound money, right? So whenever your policy renews, the agent that wrote your policy get commission off of it. So if you stay with your insurance agent for 15 years, every time your policy renews with 15 years, you get paid.
Is there any specific insurance that you dabble in, or is it just?
Good question. I do. Well, my firm, I'm going to say, my firm, we licensed to do everything, but the only insurance that we don't write is health insurance, because once Obamacare started and everybody started going to the marketplace, it killed the commission. So that's why a lot of insurance agents don't do health insurance.
That's the reason. It's a job. Even though I worked at a clinic during the Obamacare era, it's currently ending, but at its height, a lot of places didn't accept Obamacare. We didn't at our clinic, and any of our clinics actually didn't accept Obamacare.
But I'm gonna drop some jewels on you guys about insurance, since I'm in it. And
what kind of insurance?
Let's talk about auto insurance. The most popular.
Yes, I need that because I live in Atlanta.
Yes, you do. So insurance works kind of like the housing market. So, are you guys familiar with redlining?
Yes.
Okay. So,
are you familiar with
go ahead.
Okay. So back in the day, the 70s and 80s, some parts of places in the 90s, basically redlining was like Caucasian people refusing to live in specific areas when black people started moving in, right? That's how you have at New York is a great example of redlining because there's a huge subway station that separates the city itself, right? A lot of it is because of redlining. So places that were highly Caucasian, once they started letting minorities moved in, Caucasians moved out. That also affected school districts, that affected taxes in your area, and then stuff like government assistance and funding.
Right. So,
Smart parents.
So think about what she just said, right? And think about Mr. Bowles just spoke to earlier. Insurance has a score just like credit. It's an insurance score, right? So how your insurance score works is if somebody called me and I give them a quote and they're staying in a low income neighborhood, crime, high risk,
high insurance.
So the insurance going to be high.
High probability.
Right? Insurance going to be high because of the risk, right? Mm-hmm. So now, if that person stay in that neighborhood, right, and you got a good credit score, it's a good chance your premium going to be lower than somebody that don't have a good credit score, right? Mm-hmm. So now, the piggyback off of that, the average individual don't know what it means when insurance agents or insurance companies, when we say preferred carriers or a preferred customer, a non-preferred customer, right? The difference is a preferred customer will be somebody that has, in the 3 years you got one violation. A violation would be a speeding ticket. Maybe you hit a deer or something like that, right?
A certain age, a certain gender,
certain age,
live in a certain area.
Well, race come into it too, believe it or not. Right. So if you got somebody that has 2 or 3 accidents within a 3-year period, they consider non-preferred, non-standard. Yeah. Right. And you don't want them. But then if you get a customer that's everything is good, you got a clean driving record. I get it all the time. Got a clean driving record. They got insurance because wherever they got the car from, the person told them to get the insurance here, and then they gave them the lowest, the state minimum, $25,000, $50,000. I gave them the state minimum. Then they come to me, and because you got that state minimum, when I do your quote, you're gonna be quoted kind of like a non-standard, so you're not gonna get the best premium. Right. But if you would have came to me and they would have gave you a 50-100 coverage, right? Then you could have got a lower rate.
Why? That's crazy.
Why?
Yeah.
Because 25-50 is considered non-standard.
But if I have a good driving record,
25-50 is considered non-standard, industry-wide. So just like when all the insurance carriers, when we quote you guys in the system, right? It'll pull up your prior or your current insurance, right? And then I can look at it and it'll give me your current limits.
Right.
And if I try to put you in 50-100 over 25-50, you're still not gonna get the best rate. But if that 25-50 was 50-100, then you get a lower rate.
So if I have Geico and I have full coverage, and even if I live in Atlanta, but I'm only paying $230 a month, which I live in South Atlanta, which is really great. And then I decide, you know what, I kind of want to switch. I call State Farm or Allstate, So the quote that so when they ask me, when I'm on the phone with the agent, they're like, who do you have your insurance with right now? Don't worry, I'll look it up.
Right, it'll come up.
And then they look me up and they're like, oh, you have Geico. I see you have full coverage and motorist and uninsured. And this is how much you're paying right now. All of those things. Oh, and you also have a military discount. All of those things equate to what they're going to offer me.
Depends on the carrier. Not all carriers give military discounts. And,
right.
And the companies you just named are all in insurance agents what we call captive companies. Meaning that if you were at Geico and your premium go up, you can't call Geico and they give you another policy.
Yeah, I know.
If you were State Farm and your premium go up, they can't give you another policy.
So
if you were Allstate, they can't give you another policy.
Wow.
But if you call a firm like mine, I'm a brokerage. So I have Travelers, I have Progressive, I have Nationwide, I have several companies.
It's like the Google of insurance.
So, exactly. So I quote you with several different companies, right? So that's the advantage, being an independent versus a captive. So once you become, like most of my customers, once they come to our firm, they never leave. Because if at renewal, they call me, Aunt, I'm going up, I got you, put it with another company. Next year, same, put it with another company. And you know, just.
But do people like the jumping around? More than they like the saving?
People like to have coverage because they gotta have coverage.
Right.
So if you got the same coverage that you had before, and you're paying less money, and but you still under my agency, you don't care. You, it don't matter.
That's true.
It don't matter.
That's true. That's true.
It don't matter.
Because you got to have it.
You got to have it.
You have to have it. Nobody want to pay for it, but you have to have it. So I want to pay the absolute cheapest that I have to pay for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So and the great part is you can find it because you can go through everybody to figure out which one it is.
Instead of you taking time out your day shopping around, going everywhere else, you text me, hey, I'm ready going up, I got you.
Yeah.
You know, but still, before your policy renews, we get an email and a notification 45 days before renewal, and I know if it go up or not, right? So that way, if I see it's going up, I'll go ahead and do the quote, send it to you. And I'm like, yeah, you can stay here if you want. I got this for you. All right, go ahead and move me.
Right, proactive.
Yeah.
So wait,
that's what it's all about.
Proactive. Back in these strip club days.
So. I love talking about that. Let's go.
Okay, because I love Players Club, and
Players Club is soft compared to the strip club.
Is it? Because I'm always quoting my girls.
So soft.
I'm always
It's not. It's so soft.
Let me tell you.
Were you like Jimmy Fox?
No, I owned it. I was the owner.
No, but before that.
So when I was DJing?
Yeah.
No, it's different. It's a difference. Let me tell you why it's different.
No,
The strip club I worked at in Vegas strip club, we probably had 2 black dancers.
Wow.
Right? And because that's it. So it's totally different. The music different. The money flow differently. It's a lot more money, but it flowed differently. Right? Now when I came down south and I opened up my club, I tried to do it like that, but I had to dumb it down because they was like, "What the hell is this?"
Is that frustrating for you as a serial entrepreneur, and you know how, other races do business, but you're black. You want to stay black. You want black people to be able to, buy in, support, work at your businesses. Is it frustrating that sometimes you feel like you have to bring it down?
In the beginning, and with insurance in the beginning, it's frustrating, but you do what you have to do. You just take everybody you can, because what's happening in your first 2 years, you're trying to establish a book of business.
Right.
Once you establish a book of business over a few years, then certain customers that don't pay on time, whatever, when they fall off, you don't take them back. You keep the ones that stay with you, and then moving forward, all you take is those preferred customers. Right? If that's the kind of business you want. Now, you also have agencies that focus on, companies that are the non-preferred customers, and that's all they do. But when you got dealing with non-preferred customers, what happens is you do a lot of what we call busy work, calling people, trying to pay their bills, write policies all the time, all that, and late and all that. But it just depends on what you want. But to answer your question, it is frustrating. It still happens today. You still have to put your best foot forward and just do good business. If you do good business, and the referrals will take care of itself.
That's true.
Yeah.
100.
We're taking a break.
Man, it's about time to wrap it up. It's 9:48. I thought we was gonna get out of here early, but hey, I guess not. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question then. Go ahead. What advice would you give to black people dealing with black entrepreneurs?
You mean customers dealing with what advice? Give them a shot.
Yeah.
Give them a shot. Give them a shot. But you give them a shot, and then once you give them a shot, treat them like everybody else.
Right.
Every other business. You gave them a chance. If they don't live up to your standards, or don't set the bar where you want it at, then go somewhere else. Give them a chance. Don't not give them opportunity. But I can say this: being born in South Carolina and traveled the world as a military, Atlanta is different than everywhere else. Totally different. How so? I can go anytime I leave Atlanta and I go to like Charlotte, or I go to South Carolina, whatever. It's like everything is reverse. You see majority white, you know, and then you see right. Then you see a little bit of us. But here's the other way around.
Yeah.
But
it's so many of us.
But you can go to a business here, no matter if somebody white on it, Latino, or black on it, everybody patronizing that business. If the business is good, if the restaurant, the food is good, it don't matter who owns it, we're gonna patronize it because that's how we do here in Atlanta. Everywhere else is not like that.
Right.
But also, you can go to a smaller town and smaller cities where everybody knows everybody. So then it's only the population can only take so much, right? So
you're gonna grow so far. You're gonna hit your glass ceiling in a small
quickly.
town. I know that. I moved here from Key West, Florida.
Okay.
And if anybody's ever been to or heard of Key West, it is Caucasian fishermen and or white gay boy playground. Right? That is Key West. It's a little tiny island. It's the lowest part of America, and it is Caucasian fishermen or white gay boy playground. And living there, no, it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
I believe it.
So living there, there's a huge Haitian and a huge Cuban community. They own very little. Haitians own nothing. Cubans own very, very little. Maybe 0.0% of one of the things on the island, right? Or the entire Keys itself. It's all still owned by Caucasian people. And so living there is somebody who's upper middle class, because to live there you have to kind of be upper middle class. When I lived there, one of the things I found to be so frustrating was that there was one black guy who owned a jazz bar, right? Never really got a lot of patrons, but he was a great guy. He ended up having to sell the restaurant, moved somewhere else. Tampa, I think, is where he ended up getting his, whatever, because he wasn't getting a lot of patrons in Key West. But when you go to restaurants, black people only worked in the kitchen, and they were bussers. They weren't even servers, they were waiters. They were either the door security, they were bussers, or they worked in the kitchen. That's literally it. And I used to feel so bad because I'm here patronizing this place where we don't get a seat at the table. And I would come to Atlanta a lot when I lived in Key West, and that's one of the reasons I moved here, right? Because I used to come here so often. And I loved coming to Atlanta because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like black person owns a restaurant. And everybody here that works there is black. And maybe there I see like one Mexican in the kitchen. This is cool. And then I'd fly back home to Key West, and it was so depressing. And I've traveled so many places around this world where it's the same way. If there's a black person working somewhere, you have entire cities where two families own them. Two, right? You have some places where one family owns everything, and the uncle is the judge. Right. And so I appreciate you for being a serial entrepreneur, for being a black man, and for doing it, and honestly, for being a writer. I don't think that the world highlights African American authors, and if we do praise African American authors, they're always female. No one ever talks about male writers ever.
I have a few male favorites myself, but I mean,
and you might.
Yeah, but I agree they don't talk about it.
On a micro level, we might have some male favorite authors who happen to be black. On a macro level, we don't. And if we talk about black authors, there's about 4: Angela Mayo and our girl who wrote Waiting to Exhale, whose name I just forgot because I was speaking. Oh, what is her name?
I know who you're talking about.
It's Terry McMillan. Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
we talk. And that's it. We don't mention any other. Oh, and Zane.
Yeah, of course.
We mention Zane.
Of course.
And if you're gay, you might mention Sky. Who's a black man? Name me one who's not in this room right now.
You said the writer?
Yeah.
Who's not in this room right now?
Male.
50 Cent.
50 Cent did not right. Steve Harvey.
Ludacris
also did it right.
Eric Jerome Dickey.
Right. Yes. Right.
Exactly.
Or
boy, he in Charlotte now.
Jaquavius.
Who wrote
what's that guy's name?
What's the boy who wrote Fly Girl?
Man, I know. I like him too.
What is
know.
that? Guy named that was in the wood. Light skinned guy. Ooh, he's an actor too. Light skinned guy. Not the wood. I'm trying not the wood. The best man. I'll tell you his name. Hold on.
Terrence Howard.
No. Is he a writer?
No.
Not
books, you know.
Oh, the eyes. No, not a fake author.
Not a fake author.
No, it's a real one. His name is. I know his name because I love him too, and he's an actor. He's a light skinned guy. Oh, Langston Hughes. We might mention Langston Hughes. We studied him.
We studied him,
and that's it. And so I love being able to be in the room with you. I'm gonna exchange social medias with you.
Awesome.
I'm already a fan, and I haven't actually.
I mean, we'll wait till you crack open a book.
Right.
I
love to have mentors. I like male mentors because you guys are cool without all the drama. I'm gonna definitely be hitting you up.
Word. See, man, that's what I'm talking about. It's all about
love,
enriching, and teaching, and I mean, and that's what I love. He went from like telling his story, like you said, to want to be a teacher and a learner of knowledge. And hey, man, to me, that's like big for me. My biggest thing is to inspire others to do great things. So, man, shout out to you, bro. I knew this interview was gonna be great. We had a great show today. Our 7th week in it. Don't forget to go vote for us, the SEI Awards. That is the Southeast Independent Awards, SEIawards.com. We are up for Indie Radio Platform of the Year. So vote for us on Blast Radio Atlanta.
When is voting over?
Like April 4th. Like the first week of April. So you can vote every day. Go vote every day. Go vote with all them different email addresses I know y'all be having, man. Show some love. We want to win a trophy. We gonna be there anyway, so it don't matter, man. We gonna do the whole red carpet thing, man. She gonna be there too. Y'all don't worry, man. It's an On Blast Media thing. On Blast thing. It's going down. And what I forgot to mention, we are at Buzz bar and lounge, right? Yeah, there we go. Bar and lounge. They got hookah. They have man, it's a beautiful setup. We are there on Thursday nights, starting this Thursday. Your girl Big Show on Blast Radio Atlanta with DJ Do It of Trunk Beater. It's going down.
Trunk Beater DJs.
That's what I'm saying. Live broadcast. So y'all tune in this Thursday. I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. It's always a great time with you. And you already know, we don't get no realer than this, man. On Blast Radio, the Truth Session.
Yo, with your girl, bitch, yo. Hey, your least favorite MC Lacey. Tune in to the Truth Session on Blast Radio Atlanta. Okay.
Oh, you came out first.
Do you have anything else you'd like to tell people before we leave?
Yeah. Give me a call. 1-800-656-2471 regarding your insurance, so we can see if we can save you some money and get you guys over to some preferred companies, and we can take care of you. We also service the state of Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Michigan. More states coming soon.
Oh man, shout out to Michigan. I gotta tell my mama, my brothers, my cousins, my uncles,
Oh, that's
Detroit,
right, yeah.
their insurance is very high, bro. It be high,
that's
man.
In the insurance industry,
man, higher than
listen,
here,
that's the number one place
higher
for highest insurance.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I got my license there. I'm like, I got to get some.
Let me tell you. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. So, hey, all my Detroit people, man, I'm gonna be getting at y'all. I'm gonna be making sure y'all get information. Like I said, everybody that you heard tonight, you will find their information on our resource page of our website, www.letusblashyou.com. By the end of the week, it's been real, it's been fun. But hey, we got you did.
You are now rocking with On Blast Radio Atlanta, home of the $5 spin and your number one station for independent artists.
I need that. I'm outside.
I'm one of the bad drivers though, so.
Oh man, for real?
Bad driver, but
what's bad?
What's bad?
So that's why I should have.
I couldn't pay for insurance. You know, my insurance was too high. I paid for
accident.
As an accident.
Your fault or not?
Act like
not my fault. Accident and SPT.
As a should.
Yeah.
No.
But I
Why do you
hadn't
guys all
had no chicken in
It's
like
different.
It's
so different. It's a whole different thing.
I haven't had my ticket or my
right.
I've been on my girlfriend's.
Please don't.
Okay. Her shirt is like.
Let's show my whole underarms.
She said she took one of my car off, but she still got me on.
Like this, like this, like this.
Yeah.
I was smart.
My
My insurance, my cousin name. She like 60. My shit got full coverage, like $200. You know what I'm saying? Mine was 2017. She said I'm good, bro. Like you know, $200 on a 2017. Yeah, bro. I'm in there. I'm in there.
But